Okay, hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Give me some love in the chat. So, I'm going to be continuing a game that I started on YouTube and, doing as a sort of regular series. And I thought I'd live stream some of it because, yeah, I want to mix in live streams with, with the regular video output for a bit. Dave Flute, hello sir. Afternoon Ben, more Elemental Reforged. Great game, loving it so far and it will only get better. Hope you're well. Thanks man, I'm good. And yeah, I am well. Hope you're well too. And yeah, so I think that, yeah, let's talk about Elemental Reforged and how it's doing so far, because I think that'll be an interesting thing to talk about since we're playing the game. Let's just, so we've actually unlocked drills. I'm actually going into the warfare tree a little bit now. So as you can see in this game, I've unlocked leatherworking, training, weaponry and drills. I don't think you necessarily have to go through all of these, but you definitely want to get weaponry sooner rather than later. Now, let me see where we are. Blacksmithing, weaponsmithing. We kind of want to aim for this and the armor stuff as well. And I haven't done a whole lot of the civilization stuff, and I've really not touched magic either. Charms is really, really nice. But we'll come back to this in a minute. I think we're going to go for agriculture. The reason being is because I think that this tech really is important for growing your cities. Okay. Askawian? Hello, Askawian. How's it going? And Dave Flute says the tech tree is a bit bland. Well, okay, right. So yeah, let's talk about that, because I remember ages ago when I was putting forward my case for Fallen Enchantress Legendary Heroes to be one of the better 4X games that was around at the time. Now, this was about 3 or 4 years ago when Rob and I, the guys from Explorminate, were trying to come up with, which are the best... Oh, hang on. We've got no music here. Let me just sort that out. Okay. Which were the best 4X games? And, okay, so when we were talking about this game, one of Rob's complaints was he felt that the tech tree was bland. Now, I think the tech tree in this game is actually quite focused, and that's what I like. I think one of the biggest complaints about Galciv 4 at the moment is that Galciv has a very, very large and labyrinthine tech tree. Now, I can't remember how much has been said about this now in public, so I have to be a little bit careful what I'm saying, because I can't remember what's NDA'd and what's not. But it's my understanding that the tech tree is being sorted through in Galciv in various ways. Now, how long that'll take, I don't know. What the scope of that is, I don't know. But at least that's what Brad's been talking about in public. Now, I think that the tech tree in this game... So let's hang on. Where do we go into the tech tree? And here it is. Sorry. Okay, so I actually think this tech tree is pretty focused. What's nice about this tech tree is that it unlocks new features. It's not like Total War, the modern Total War games where they're really just like, plus 10 fire damage. This one, like unlocking various units. There's more to it than that. And, often you're unlocking kind of gameplay features. So, for example, Charms gives you the ability to actually start putting magic items onto your units. And you get various like rituals that turn up that would give you new things. Obviously, you're going to be unlocking new spells and weapons and stuff. That's kind of fairly standard, but it's not a big tree. There's 3 different trees, but it's reasonably well constrained, and you've got some interesting choices to make. So actually, I think that the tech tree in this game is really good. And it's good because I think it's tight, basically. I'm not saying that there's no room for improvement. Look, we got a bit of a UI text glitch there, but there's room for improvement, I'm sure. But compared to Galciv or something, this is pretty good. I understand that people, I mean, what I'd ask is, what more would you want from it, really? What more would you like in the tech tree? You want more text? Because I think more text would make this game. I don't think it would improve the game. I think you're better off having a tech for something interesting, rather than just adding like numerical bonuses. And you'll notice there's very little of that in this tech tree. Everything is pretty much adding new, some of them are just like, adding +1 army size or whatever, but for the most part, they're actually unlocking new things for you to be able to play with on the tactical combat map, and that's the point. Anyway, So let's get back to the game. So yeah, let's talk about Elemental a little bit. So, oh yeah, for anyone who's watching, and you might be coming and watching this later on, always have to say, yeah, I work for Stardock. So when you hear me talk about the game in a qualitative sense, or if in a critical way, you need to understand that I work for the developer, okay? And that gives me a big conflict of interest. So I'm not acting as a as a serious critic when I'm talking about this game, although I want to, because that's my inclination. It's the stuff that I like talking about, but I can't because I work for the developer. Okay, so I have a big conflict of interest. So just take that into account when you listen to the things I say. All right, I want this game to do well, but that doesn't mean that I will lie to you. Okay, and I won't lie to the developer either. So Stardock, they want honest feedback about the game because they want the game to be great. This is Elemental's 4th iteration, 5th, depending on how you look at it, whether you can count Sorcerer King. And so, it's they want it to be good this time round. Tortosit of Tapiola, thanks for the book recommendation, the Brad Wardell novel. Didn't find it because I thought it was from you. Thanks. See you. As far as thank you. See you, AFK. Okay, mate. No worries. Yeah. So So the Brad, the CEO of Stardock and the lead developer on this game, he wrote a book about this years before the game as well, and he's very, very into it. Like, if you ever go to his house, you'll see that he's got artwork from the game, like up in his house. He's really, really into this world that he's created. Amnesia, hello Ben. I'm confused about the crafting ingredients I receive from wandering mobs. How to use them? Okay, right. So crafting's dead easy. Hang on, I was going to turn my monitor here and try to do it without knocking stuff over. I've just rearranged my office. There we are. I've just rearranged my office so everything's a little bit easier to see now. So here's the crafting menu, and you'll see that the recipes, all the recipes that you unlock with the tech tree or that you find while you're exploring, will be listed here. I usually hate crafting systems in 4X. I just don't like crafting as a thing, because it always... I think I've got PTSD from playing Divinity Original Sin, which is, I would call... a dictionary definition, hoarding disorder simulator, yeah, where you're just encouraged, especially if you're like me and you feel like you've got to explore everything and you've got to pick up everything. It's just junk everywhere, and you pick up all this junk, and some of it's useful for crafting, and then you've got to use this interface where you've got to throw all this stuff in your inventory into the crafting thing and do all this crap. I hate it. I just don't think it adds anything to these games whatsoever. However, I really like the crafting system in this game, and the reason is, and again, this is not just me being biased because I work for Stardock. I actually do quite like it, because the thing is, here you immediately see what you've got, which recipes are ready to go. They're highlighted immediately, and all you have to do is you click the craft button, and then that is it. Hey presto, you get an instant item. There's no fiddling around in the inventory. You have to decide where it goes, but that is it, right? It's so easy. So I like this crafting system. You'll see here that you've got your crafting items, and you can actually see your items in your inventory anyway. So if you just go to equip on any unit, and you'll see that this is all your items, right? And all your crafting ingredients are down here. Some of them are quite rare, and they will make quite rare items as well. By the way, while I'm in here, it looks like we've got... Okay, I don't want to put these on a spearman. But you can now, as a new feature, this wasn't in Fallen Enchantress, you can actually add magical or any items that you've got into normal units now. Just be aware that when you lose them, if the unit dies, you will lose them. That's a balancing thing, I think. William Thomas is saying, thanks for covering the BM. No worries, man. Thanks for watching. Ascawian saying, I hope the art team will female variants of armors. You can make a passable character creation, but everything you unlock in game looks like your dad's hand-me-downs. Yeah, okay, so my understanding is that they're working on I think they're working on the male textures first, but I don't know. I at least at the moment, from what I've seen in the game, it's mostly the new textures that are coming in are mostly on the male models, so they'll probably be working on the female ones next. It's just one of those things where, stuff takes time, and so it's going to take a little while to come in. Sorry, I'm just going to move my streaming monitor over here a little bit. Okay, that's better. Alrighty. So where are we? So let's have a look at this game. I'm playing as Paradin, and my character is Battle Queen, named after my my other half. And she's actually a mage, but she's running around at the moment with a big axe, and she's actually quite a powerful character in melee. And I've done quite well so far as well of not having any negative traits picked up, even though we've lost a few battles. This guy, however, is blind in one eye and he's got a broken nose. So yeah, he was actually a defender, and he's actually, because he's got an accuracy penalty now, he's not very good at this job. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out another use for him. He might actually be better off just left in a city. We've got I've put quite a lot of AI factions in. I found that Elemental, at least in its current state, and it was like this in Fall Enchantress too. This game can put a lot of pressure on you from the AI if you know how to set it up right. As often it is with Stardock's games. If you sort of set the game up and you just leave it on default settings, sometimes it can be a little bit easy. Unless you ramp the difficulty up. But if you put more AI factions in, there's going to be more war. It's just the way that it works. So if you want a more high pressure game, that's one way to go about it. Okay, we've got a spearman party here. What was I doing with these guys? Yeah, that's these. I wanted them to go to Battle Queen's army, I think. So okay, she's just out there. Now we have got a big spider here to kill, an albino rock spider. These are difficult to kill. But I do have a lot of mana. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go and do that first, I think, as a job. Here in New Paradin, this is actually a town, so this is kind of like the economy building, or the economy city. We've only got 18 food, which means that we probably want to build a garden if we've got one. Alternatively, we could build a well. The well's going to come in quickly. Only 7 seasons. Let's build that first. Okay. A Lord of the Army wants to offer me some tribute. Okay, I'll take tribute. Oh, okay, yeah, look. So, all the strings in the game were hard-coded into the game in English, apparently. Brad was telling us. So, they're having to go through for localization purposes and just kind of like rebuild this stuff. So, at the moment, you will see some of this, you know, it's a little unfinished in that position. Let's go and take this thing out. I think we can beat it. It's only one of them. In the previous episode, I had to fight 3 or 4 of these, and they actually ended up beating me. So we're just going to go finish the job. Now, this rock spider is pretty tough. Let me just show you what it's like. It's got 19 attack, so it can do quite a lot of damage. It's got reasonable initiative. It's got really high defense, which is its thing, and it's got a reasonable spell resist too. So I'm going to bring Battle Queen in, and I'm probably just going to cast Burning Blade on her. That's going to use her turn. Okay. This guy we're going to bring in as well. Let's just bring him in the front. And we'll just make him pass. Okay. The rest of them are going to pass. We're going to generate some stamina and let this thing come towards us. And since we've got loads of mana, I don't mind using some. So let's just fire off a flame dart. 15 damage. Providing it doesn't resist. There we go. 7 damage. I don't want him to come in. Let's just cast Pat. We'll just pause that. Let's get Burning Blade on him too. Okay. I might just get one of these to do a Soul Spark. We are starting to chew through our mana a little bit, but this thing's going to hit us really hard, look, as you can see. Okay, now I'm going to run in with my main character. Okay, now she's our hardest hitter. She barely did any damage. This guy's going to move back. And he's got a ranged attack, so let's just use that. Very, very small amount of damage. But we're going to attack with our armor-piercing spears. Yeah, should be okay. I'm hoping we don't lose anything here. Oh, look at this. Ranged attack there to try to take out my hero. He's having some real bad luck in this game. Well, you could replace the word bad luck there, or the phrase bad luck, with Ben being a really bad general. Okay, I don't want to lose these, so we're going to move these back. Alternatively, we can cast... Okay, everyone gets a movement first, so I'm going to... Okay, we didn't quite kill it, so he's going to cast a healing spell. Oh, okay. It's trying to get through, look, because it wants to get to him. I like the game AI in this. It's like Age of Wonders. Age of Wonders has got really good game AI in the tactical combat as well, and it's not afraid of trying to attack your weak units. And a lot of modern games don't do that. They're kind of a little bit squiffy about upsetting the player, so they tend to be scripted not to go for your weak troops, which is tactically what they should be doing usually. So I really like this. It's very old school games design in that respect. It's really nice to see Age of Wonders is doing that too. Asgawian saying, do you know if there are any plans to add dual wield, even if it's just offhand weapons? I tried Assassin yesterday, but AC weapons are all one-handed. Oh, Assassin weapons, sorry, are all one-handed, and Assassin with shield is just wrong, lol. I don't know, to be honest, but now is the time to put these recommendations forwards, right? So when I was doing my live stream with Brad on Steam the other day, he was basically saying, after they've finished everything that they promised to do on the Steam page, if the game sells well and people are playing it, then they're going to be adding more stuff. They're going to do more content for the game. But what you guys don't realize is that Elemental was a big game. It was huge. It had elements of games like Populous in it, right? And so Brad said it was supposed to be a cross between Master of Magic, Populous, and Diablo, right? And that was the three main games that he had inspiration for when he was making it. And so but because of the constraints of the 32-bit system they were working on, the more they made, the further they got into the development of the game, the more they realized that the game just wasn't going to be able to work on people's computers. It was it was just too much memory, so they had to deactivate so much of the code in the game that the final result that came out in Elemental War of Magic was just like a shadow of what it was supposed to be. So I'm hoping anyway that we're going to be surprised at how much content comes with this, but before we get the 1.0 release, because it sounds like there's a lot of features in this game that was in Brad's original vision and is actually in the game code that was just had to be literally just commented out and deactivated because it wasn't going to work on the constraints of the systems that we had back then. But now it's we don't have those system constraints for the most part. Obviously, I think we want to make sure that people can play the game on their own on their own systems. Oh, Life Mage, Grow and Shrink. It's all right. Crusade, all trained units gaining at 1 level. That's really good. Death Ward. If this unit is killed in battle, they are resurrected with half their hit points. That's really nice. But we do get level 4. Mantle of Fire. Relieves the target in flames, doing 6 damage to anyone who attacks him. And then we got Wall of Fire. I'm going to go straight for that, I think. Although... we get healing when casting spells. That's really nice. It also unlocks Hope. All allies gain 5 stamina. That's really nice. But then again, knowledge is also a good thing to get early. And Iriel's leveled up too. Now, he's already got knowledge. I think we're going to... Yeah, Defender's not going to be great for this guy now. Although more hit points could be nice. He's got plate mail proficiency too. What do we want here, I wonder? So these trees are really cool. I really like this system. It's not too big. It's just about the right size to have a really satisfying, kind of like character progression system. This is what I mean, right? When I was looking at the games designer this years ago, I felt that this was a really, really good game in the sense that everything was... It felt like it had been done with restraint. I think it was Derek Paxton who did this one. And I think it's... Like it shows, man. Derek's a really, really good games designer. I'm still looking forward to playing Endless Legend 2, even though I don't like Amplitude's games generally. I think I'm going to go with that. I think Endless Legend 2 looks promising, and I do think Derek's just such a great games designer that it's worth checking out. Okay, Stor Fogelin said, I loved this game back in the day. Is it just new graphics, or do we get new spells, perks, monsters, gameplay over graphics? Right, I agree. Gameplay over graphics is one of my catchphrases. So look, as you can see, look, there are more the graphics are better. There's more lighting effects. They are putting in shadows, for example. There's a bunch of stuff that they're doing. They're making sure these mountains actually look a bit more mountainy now. They're going to look better soon as well. Look, they're better than they were anyway. For those of you who remember how they did look before, they weren't very mountainy. But yeah, I think the game's looking decent. It's never going to be like Age of Wonders or, you know, maybe even Amplitude stuff. But, you know, for what we've got, bearing in mind, right, every time you arm one of your weapons, like, look, let's get this spearman party, right? Let's throw these swords on here. There we go, look. You can actually see they're holding, can you see that they're holding swords? Whoa, hang on a minute, that's interesting. They got like a black glow. I wonder if that's deliberate or not. Oh, it's the assassin's knife, of course it is. But let's give them the caster's staff instead, and we'll be able to see something a bit more obvious. So look, this is, you still don't get this in any other game, like where the actual units on the map are showing, you know, the equipment that you've given them. This is really, really, really cool stuff, man. And so this is one of the things, the reason why this game didn't work very well was because it was just like, there was just so much going on in it. Like here, right, in the original game, you could see people move, I mean, you still can, though, you can see people working in the villages and stuff. I'd actually like to be able to zoom in a little bit further. I don't know if they'll get that, but like, actually, if you can see people working in these workshops, and, you know, it's a really, really great detail in the game. There's no denying, I mean, when this game came out, it looked a little old for 2008 or whatever it was, but it's still, you know, it still made a good effort, I'd say. His Rotundity says... oh, sorry. Anyway, Storfergland. Let me answer the question. Yes. So for a start, I mean, just the other day, I think they added something like 200 new items. They were in the original game that were just locked out, right? They'd been commented that it was a bug actually in the original game where some of the items just weren't spawning. So you're gonna immediately see more items, and you know, there's a load of stuff coming in from Sorcerer King that they're adding too, quests as well. So yes, loads of new stuff. There's going to be loads of new features. We've got the dynasty system from from the original Elemental War of Magic coming back in. That's a big feature that's coming back. His Rotundity. I pre-ordered the very first Elemental box set back in the day because I was a huge fan of the Fall from Heaven 2 mod from Civ 4. So I hope that Reforged is good. Yeah, it is good. It's not like Fall from Heaven. Fall from Heaven 2 is like one of the best Fantasy 4X games ever made, in my opinion. It's one of the reasons why I rate Derek Paxton so highly. That was his game, and that's just great. But I don't think that... This is very different. This is very different. I mean, that's a Civ game, right? And it's a really good Civ game as well. But I like Civ 4. Sturfegland saying, the best thing about this game was that you could customize your troops and your hero. Yeah, I agree. Dave Fleet saying, Populous is one of the best-selling PC games of all time. Yeah, right. Peter Molyneux. It's one of Peter Molyneux's experiments that did well. I think it was one of the reasons, but I think the success of Populous was probably the reason why Peter Molyneux seemed to be able to walk into a game studio or to a publisher and go, hey, can you give me loads of money to make this crazy game idea? And they were like, yeah, sure. I think a few of them regretted that decision too. Askawian says to Stir Fageland, I love being able to customize both, hoping they'll let us do the same with champions. Yeah, you can. Champions. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Maybe you'd have to ask. You'd have to go ask Brad that one. Maybe hit the Ask Brad button at the top there. Anyway, let's just see what we've got. Okay, the Spearman Party. Yeah, we're just going to catch up here. I don't know how many of these we've got. Maybe I've only got 4. We've got loads and loads of tax. Oh, sorry, Gildar. So I'm going to drop down my taxes now, so that I've got less unrest. And I need another city as well. Like, I've only just built this one, but I need more than 3 cities to win this game. Now, one way we could do that is by taking them off this guy, who's now at war with us, I believe. So he's actually building units. We need to deal with that fairly quickly, because if we don't, we could get in some trouble. Tenfell here. Let's train... Okay, let's actually design a unit, look, and we can have a look at the unit designer. Stuart Fagelin saying, yes, the freedom of control is something AAA don't get. William Thomas says, not a fan of the Endless series, always beautiful, but I grow bored quickly. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I just don't get much out of it. I don't know why. This is an Axe Maiden. Okay, this is something I made before. Okay, we've got some metal, so why don't we build one of these? 8 seasons. It's got 8 attack, which is much higher than the Spearman. Less initiative. Higher wages, less hit points too, but it's got more abilities. I'm going to train one of these guys, or one of these groups of ladies. A message from Kahivi. Kahivi? Battle Queen, I generally have little use for kinglings. I still hold out that you have enough sense to recognise the peril that Ithril is putting us all in. Let us be aware of the threats and work to crush them. Okay. I'll bear it in mind, Imperial. So Ithril is this guy. I think this is this one here. This is one piece of feedback I've given is I wanna see the these faction things on here, because you've got the name of the character right, but you don't always know who it is that you're talking to, and that bugs me a little bit. So we do need to fix that. By the way, I think we've got. I've just noticed that we've got some free essence. This one's got 2, so let's get. Got loads of food. Let's get our growth up on this one. Sovereign's Call. Okay, so we're going to try to build our city level pretty quickly. Now, Tenfell only has 1. And here we've got meditation again, because we're wanting to get more of the mana per turn. Askoian saying, one of my favourite visual things so far is that stacks actually show what's in the enemy army as you move around, not just the hero senior unit. Hope this becomes a new industry standard. I don't think so, because this game's been around for what, 15 years? They've not picked it up yet, so this game is the antithesis of modern games design, which is one of the reasons why I really like it. Okay, let's bring another Spearman party into Battle Queen's army here. Okay, we've got a bandit army here. I think we can take these guys out, even though my hero's a little bit wounded. Vash is saying, hello sir, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Storfagelin says, and any new spells, perks, monsters. Graphics mean nothing. Gameplay, well, number 1 is gameplay, 2 is balance, and thank you for being honest. Rare to see these days. Good luck. Great game anyway. Thanks, man. Oh yeah, I have to be honest, because if I'm not, my reputation relies on it, right? So, you know, Stardock could give me unprecedented freedom, but obviously, you know, I do represent Stardock to some extent, even when I'm not, when I'm not working. But I'll always be honest, because it doesn't do good to lie to them, yeah? Now, if Stardock ever released a game that I thought was shit, I just, like, outside of work, I just wouldn't talk about it, I wouldn't play it, I'd just avoid, because I wouldn't shame them, but I wouldn't go out and, like, go, oh, this is the best game ever, when it's obviously not. So, and I think they appreciate that honesty about me. And, behind the scenes, I do say to them, like, I like this, I don't like that, and then sometimes they listen. Okay, so here we go. We've got a basic battle. This is a simple battle, but I just want to... I'm just showing off my new forces. Look at this. Let's have her pass. Oh, we'll bring this guy up front. Okay. I don't want these guys going around me, so let's see if we can pen them in without zone of control. By the way, you don't have to do this stuff. I'm just messing around here. Okay. There we are, look. Classic Fallen Enchantress tactics. Oh, go for my hero. Let's have Battle Queen run in with his big axe. There we go, look. Down he goes. So, Steel Figland, yes, any spells, perks, monsters, all that stuff can be added, right? And even in the worst case scenario, right, that let's say Stardock finished this game whenever it is that it comes out of early access with all the features that they promised, and then they're like, well, we're not doing much more to this because it didn't really sell very well. They've added extensive modding tools, so this game, you're going to be able to mod the hell out of it. But that said, I'm guessing that this game's going to sell well enough that we'll be able to do some more content for it. That's my guess. And if that's the case, then you're going to see loads of cool new stuff. There's loads of new stuff anyway, because like I said, there's a load of stuff apparently in the game files that just had to be removed already. So I'm going to actually put these guys in here. I'm going to train I want to train a scout, just because. Oh yeah, I wonder if we should get that out first. What are we going for? That's a water altar. I don't need that. Let's get a scout out first. I want to send a scout out this way because I just want to make sure the enemy's not sending stuff around my back. The AI will do that. Okay. Oh, we got an escape scroll. Very nice. That could save our bacon. There's another bandit army here. A message from the Cragspawn. When the earth rises, you would do well to fear. Okay. We've got wolves there as well. They're not worried. I'm not worried about the wolves. I'm not worried about these guys either. Let's just go and take these things out now. Askawian saying, older games genuinely are just better. I loved almost all the old BioWare games, and I still fire up Mass Effect 3 multiplayer from time to time. Yeah, right, so, you know, people who know my channel, follow me, will know that I am very much an advocate for older games design, generally speaking. Like, that's not to say that I think all modern games are bad, they're not. In a lot of ways, we've moved forwards in games design in so many ways, particularly in things like user interface and stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that is creeping into games in order to make games sell more, because games are more expensive, so you need more people playing them, which means you've got to reach outside your usual audience and get more casual players to buy. And that is the problem, because we're having to add, that's why we've got crafting in everything. That's why everything's a roguelike. Not, a classic roguelike, but the sort of roguelite stuff. Everything's got to be a roguelite now. And that's just all modern games design. There's other problems as well. Okay, so let's play this battle. These things are just little. I don't think we've got too much to worry about here. So let's just get in and... Ooh. Okay. Okay, that animation's getting changed, by the way, because we know that it's coming in a little bit too early. I'm just going to surround these things and just try and kill them as fast as possible. Five damage. Okay, these are ganging up on this spearman. I don't want that to happen, so... We've got Cleave here, I think. Oh no, she's not going to have hit points. Okay, in that case. Burning Hands. One of them resisted, but that's okay. We're going to do a heal spell. Let's keep these guys in the fight. And just keep clobbering away. Yeah, these things have got really high armor. Sorry, I probably should have shown you guys what their unit stats looks like. So they got 16 defense. So again, these are made out of stone or something, or rock. So they're quite dangerous in terms of their ability to withstand incoming damage. But we outnumber them, unfortunately. Okay. Let's just pen this in. Okay, we dodged again. Let's get this guy doing some long-range attack. Now, he's got terrible accuracy because he's blind in one eye. And finished. Okay, there we go. So, here's a big selling point of this game, in my opinion. I don't mean to be doing the marketing guy thing, but just sort of also talking about what I like about the game, I guess. The tactical combat in this is perfectly paced. There are no other Fantasy 4X games that have tactical combat this well paced, in my opinion. Like, I love Age of Wonders, I do like the tactical battles in that, but after I've done 2 or 3 of those, I'm done. I tend to stop playing, whereas I don't get fatigued in this game like I did in the others. Let's just see, are we at war with this guy? No, we're not. Okay, this is Vega. Which one was it that declared war with me? It's Ithril. Okay. Hang on, that is Vega. Verga, sorry. Warlord Verga. Yeah, we are at war. Think. I don't know, I might be getting confused. Maybe we weren't at war. Okay, I've just noticed a bug. Just bear with me, guys. I just want to write that down because I have just noticed a little bug. And I want to get that logged. What is it? Okay, I'll come back and sort that out later. Dave Flute says... Oh, sorry. Askarwian saying... It's also the move towards large companies using focus groups and forcing devs to go with that data instead of just making them make what they want and what we want. Yeah, I mean, that is it. The other problem is that a lot of developers are coming out... They're learning crap garbage at university. And then, trying to get them to, to see that some of the games design paradigms that they're working to are bad. it's difficult, you know, especially when you've paid a lot of money into this kind of like stuff that you've learned. So that's another thing. Like, if you go and watch I did a podcast for Meta Abuse, my podcast channel, and I did it with a guy called Mark from the Electric Underground, who's a game critic, and he mostly covers arcade games. But the issues between, there's some similarities between the problems with modern strategy games and modern arcade and, you know, action games. And that's one of his views, and also Lucid Tactics as well, the Dominions player who's also a Meta Abuse regular. Lucid really strongly believes this as well. Like, if you talk to other games designers, they will defend some of the bad practices. Like, even if you lay out examples of like, this is why it's bad, they're just like, no, I learned this at school. So I don't mean to demean anyone there, because I think, you know, often these practices have the idea of it is a good idea in theory, but when you see it actually play out in how games work, I'll give you some examples when I get a minute. Dave Luke's saying, do you have any details how the combat actually works? Yeah, I can show you when we play. So, William Thomas, is there a keyboard shortcut for next arm? Yes, it's tab. Yeah, hit the tab key. I'll just type that in the chat. There we are. Alright, let's get back to the game. So yeah, for example, I just hit it there. Okay, I thought we were at war with these guys, but I'm not. So I'm going to get a non-aggression pact with them. Yeah, I'm going to have to give them... Oh, oh yeah, we've done it. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I want to propose a non-aggression pact. I want you to give me some gold. Because I don't want to go to war with you yet. I'm not ready. But he is like the big bad guy in the game at the moment. It looks like he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 cities at least. Vaish is saying, we got into a bad place sciencing soft disciplines like games design and product design by being data-driven instead of data-informed. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe so. I think the real big problem is that designers really, when they're working for a developer, you've got to make use of their time, right? And so they've always got to be doing something. And I think that usually there isn't the time and resources to really have them sit and cook for a few months before a project starts. And I think that's one of the main things. So you have to, like, they're either having to do it in their spare time, or you're having to hire designers who are coming in with some good ideas, because they don't really have they're just busy. They're kept busy, and they'll often be working on multiple projects and stuff. So, by the way, I'm not talking about Stardock, I'm just talking about what I'm guessing in general. Let's just see what's over here. I've got these wolves to defeat. Let's kill those guys. I'm just going to auto-resolve those, because there's no way we're going to lose that battle. I still took some damage though, look. There's only one hit point. So we've got some wolf pelts. These are actually useful. Oh, hang on. These are actually useful because you can use these in crafting, and you can get things like leather armor, look. So, you can just bang these onto your units if you want. We can actually make warhammers as well. Now, we can't actually... I haven't designed these yet, but these might be useful to put onto a unit. Let's just put it in the inventory for now. But, for example, one of these guys... We could equip this spearman group with actually some warhammers and a shield. There we are, look. And we can put the leather armor on them as well. So as you can see, you can put your equipped items onto units and just make them a lot better than they would normally be. I think that's those guys, right? New Paradin. Let's have a look how we're doing for food. We've got plus 42. In that case, let's get the bell tower out. Well, no, hang on. We'll get the monument out. That's going to increase our zone of control. Now, we've got charms. That's going to enable us to put magic items onto our units. And we don't really have much in the way of crystal yet. William Thomas says, it's the difference between science and art. Truly great games design combined with the two. Corporations focus on only one. Yeah, I think there's something to that. I think that designers always will have their own artistry. And it depends on how formulaic your artistry is. So like, it's all well and good me sitting here giving it the big un, going, well, you know, talking about games design like it's just this easy thing. I've never completed a game, you know, and I'll say this to, like, I do get asked for games design advice from developers occasionally, and I'll say, look, I haven't completed a game yet. I'm a toy games designer, you know, to use an old graffiti term, I'm a toy. I just play around with it. It's fun, but I'm not someone that you should come to and listen to, because I'm not some great consultant. But that said, I have been playing games for like 30 years. No, longer than that, 40 years now. Nearly 40 years. And so I've got a lot of experience with actually playing games, particularly, and I've seen everything from the mid-80s right up until this point. And I've been playing games pretty consistently for that time, apart from a period between about 2008 and 2014 or 2013 where I wasn't playing any games, like a 5-year period. So I missed a lot of great games. But you know, so it's easy to kind of talk about this stuff and go, yeah, well, you know, I know what's going on, but actually, you know, being on the ground and doing it yourself is quite different. Let's get agriculture, because we are going to want to get that eventually. Okay, we found some rusty greaves. Very nice. They might be actually good to put on this spearman unit as well. Let's just throw this in, because I don't think I want rusty greaves on her, do I? Oh, she can actually use that lightning attack weapon item I've got now. Ah, you can use this too. In that case, let's give this guy the rusty greaves. Must have plate mail proficiency. Okay, that can come back in later. Yeah, again, he won't be able to use it either. Alrighty, let's continue on. Ascarian saying, this game does seem to be designed with playing wide in mind. Are there tools to make playing tall or tallish worth considering? You can play tall in this game, maybe not like in the classic Civ 5 sense of, you know, just one city. That would be tough, I think. Although, what you have to remember is that, I'll just auto-resolve that battle. So yeah, when it comes to playing with smaller cities, you can do that because you can build this. You can build the pioneers, and they can send out. They can create, what do you call them? Outposts. So outposts can actually be used to get resources from all around. So it's really hard to balance the 4X game to be you know. So it's balanced between playing wide and tall. Wide's pretty much always optimal, yeah. But it just depends on how much management you want to do, and that's one thing that's nice about this game. You do get the option. Stardock are really good at that, and I think that's why Gal Civ 4 is absolutely spectacular for a Space 4X as well, because it actually, you know, it actually deals with that. Let's get this one as a conclave, I think. Raven's Heart here. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's our scouts that I built. Right, I want these guys out here. Just kind of like moving around, figuring out what we're going to get. I wonder if I can steal that from this guy. No, we do have a non-aggression pact, so it should be fine. I'm going to send this Axe Maiden army into here as well. Axe Maiden party, sorry. Tenfel is going to be building... I want another scout. Let's just train another scout. Doomerson saying, Wagwan, bossy. Wagwan, man. Jungle is massive. Okay, here at New Paradin, I'm going to build a unit there. I think... Let's see what else we can build here. Let's get the Cleric finally. I probably should have built this ages ago. Still not build the garden either, but let's just build that. Now, is there anything here? Oh, no, I've not got an air shard. That's really, really silly of me. Let's get that first. There we are. We've also got a life... Okay, life altar's gone up. Now, I was watching Daz play the other day, and he was like, he wasn't building any outposts. And he's like, oh, it's because the pioneers cost, like, you know, loads of... They cost loads of population, and that is a good consideration. But you don't want to miss them. In fact, that's actually probably something we should build here as well. Let's get ourselves a pioneer. So if you're... Let's say that you've got no food, right? Like here, for example. Oh, no, we've got some food, but if you stop growing and you haven't got... You know, you haven't got any food. If you build a pioneer, that's a good way to use your growth. So we're going to get a pioneer out, and put that next to this fire shard. That's going to make our fire magic more powerful. Okay. This guy's killing bandits, look. I'm going to do the same. We'll just auto-resolve it. They're so powerful now that bandits are not even going to be an interesting fight, really. And then we're going to go and grab these items that this guy's not getting in his own territory. Okay. Yeah, we've got these lands, the burning lands here, which are very, very dangerous. Got another scout unit here. I'm going to send these scouts out this way. Okay. Oh, I found a mirror shield. Plus 6 dodge, plus 15 defense, reflects 25% of the damage back at the attacker. That's really nice. It's also got shield block. Now, Battle Queen could potentially grab that. So if we take that and we give her something like the Assassin's Knife. It's not going to do very much damage though. Whereas, oh mind you, the damage is still quite, the attack's still quite high. Let's see how she works out like that. Okay, well, we got a mana shard and some fame. CB Den Bonesman, hey, how's it going? Is saying, what are the victory conditions? Okay, so you can do a conquest victory. You can do a kind of technological victory, which is called the Spell of Making, although there's some more stuff to do. So it's like the old Spell of Mastery in Master of Magic, but there's some extra hoops you've got to jump through, which makes it more interesting. And there is a diplomatic victory, I think. You know, there's the standard 4X stuff. I think... Oh, Brad. Hello, sir. Brad, yes, you can build outposts which connect resources to the nearest city, so you can play tall that way. Yeah, right. And so, yeah, I mean, I wonder how optimal it is to play that if you've got the option to play wide. But I still think, for example, when Brad and I were playing the other day on Steam, Brad was he put a load of AI factions in, like loads. And that's why I'm doing it now, because that looked like a really fun way to play, right? And he was immediately hemmed in. And I think he only had like 1 or 2 cities. And that was all he could get. And so he actually had to, you know, fight militarily to actually take his next cities because there were so many AI and factions on the map. And that would be a situation where I think if you had that difficulty really ramped up, you would have to play tall. And, you know, so yeah, you've got the option. William Thomas is saying Pioneers are good to connect your capital to other cities to get rid of that 15% unrest they get from being disconnected. Yes, absolutely. In fact, we need to do that here at Tenfell because as you can see, we've got that penalty here, look. Territory not contiguous to the capital. Okay, next turn. So, like, one of the things that I love about this game is that the explore phase never really ends, and that's a big problem in other 4X games. I think, you know, various games try to fix it in various ways by replacing the feeling of explore with, you know, like much more detailed diplomatic stuff in the middle game, whatever it is, you know, or like a more advanced war system. But the exploring in this game never really ends. You will get to a point where you've explored the whole map, but I mean, there's always more quests to do, there's always more loot to find, and often that is going to be your focus as you're sort of, you know, building up your cities. I find the city management in this very, very satisfying, and especially paired with this kind of like constant game of you know, like roaming the lands. It's like Conquest of Elysium in that respect. That's something I really love about that game too. So you guys have got a treat here because the boss is in the chat and he's given us some tidbits. Look. So Brad's saying last night started adding champions that are terrible at combat but buff a city. Yes, excellent. And because I actually like the ability to, with the commander, that they have that unrest reducing thing. I think if we can lean into that even more and give them specific, you know, this one's really good at, maybe it gives them an extra essence, you know, that would be really cool. Stuff like that, man. I think we could really go wild with it. Thor Neilman saying, at Brad, I was a huge fan of your podcast back in the day on the tech industry and gaming. Do you still do podcasts anywhere? Oh, that'd be a question for Brad to answer. I think, I don't know, are we strong enough to take these guys on? Oh, she's actually, it's Ithril here. 301 population. Hang on, that is me, isn't it? Sorry, I'm looking at myself. So Let's see what he's got. Is he gonna... No, he's not gonna give us tribute. The other ones will, though. I'm gonna start demanding... Oh, hang on. Yeah, I'd rather actually have tribute than a trade treaty, because I don't want to make these guys stronger. Now, when you've got a really powerful guy like this in the game, or like when you've got like some very like much more powerful nations, you don't want to squash the little guys too much, unless you physically take them over and take their cities. Because I think it's smart to have a buffer in case one of these guys attacks. At the same time, they can get stronger, so. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be... Let's see if I can get tribute. Oh, he's not going to... Oh, he's not going to do it. You're not stronger than me, are you? It's pretty close. I think that's probably why. Asgarwian saying, do champions level in cities? I've had 2 in cities for a good while, but neither have leveled up since being stationed. I don't know the answer to that, actually. I think not. I think they tend to level up just from combat experience. Okay. So send these scouts out. Alright, I'm going to figure something to do with my main party now. I wonder if I can steal that. Brad's saying, I spend so much time programming, I don't get to do podcasts much. Love watching them. Okay, message from Fire Elemental. You attempt to enslave the power of Elemental... you attempt to enslave the power of Elemental, but I will not be bound. Come within my reach and I will burn you to nothing more than a darkened husk. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Look at this guy. Delin, the Pyre of Man. So this is a big, bad, scary enemy. 66 defense, 390 hit points, and... slowish initiative actually, but very high attack, spell mastery, and he's got a decent amount of spell resist as well. A creature of near unimaginable power, said by some to be an elemental lord, though there is no record of Delin from before the cataclysm. His first appearance was over the city of Anilium, where 200,000 perished when a volcano exploded and buried the city in lava and ash. Ever since, Delin has wandered the world, burning all he encounters, though he's said to take particular delight in the killing of men. Okay. So as you can see, and he's got a fairly strong fire elemental creature there as well with him. Okay, let's bring this Axe Maiden back here then. I was sending that over in the wrong direction. Raven's Heart is my first... conclave, and I need to figure out what to build here. I think we probably want... I want to study eventually. But let's get the workshop up. I think that's going to be worth it. Got a fair amount of unrest here. Actually, I might train a... Yeah, I might train a pioneer. And let's start bringing these together. Okay, Vega's just leaving stuff around for me, look. Here's a monk's robe, plus 10 dodge. This is really nice. It's one of the items that you can actually build and put onto your main units. But I've got this kind of like favoured spearman unit here that I think this might work nicely on. Though that would lose a lot of defence. Having 10 dodge is pretty good. Yeah, actually I'll keep the monk's robe. I think... Whoops. I think the monk's robe might actually be good on one of our characters. Okay, I like the extra spell mastery I'm getting here. Minus 10% mana cost. Yeah, this Adept's robe is probably better. Although we are using her in a kind of combat, face-to-face combat role. Asgarwian's saying, if they don't level up in cities, isn't the governor side of the commander tree almost pointless then? I don't know. Again, another question for Brad. I think just sending these scouts over in this direction just to make sure. I'm getting confused, but I thought I was actually at war, but it's clear that I wasn't. Let's get an outpost here, look. Where do I want it? Probably here. Let's train another one of these Axe Maidens. I'm at that point in the game now where I want to start building up a military. Okay, more bits. Hello. Hi, Ben and Brad. Fun bit of info. Elemental is basically Altara in Galciv. Ah. Yeah. Also, I've read. Yes. Again, Brad will be able to confirm that, but yeah. So, one of the races that's coming into the game later is the race that becomes kind of like partly becomes the Altarians. Alright, I think we've done a good bit of scouting here now. Hopefully that scout doesn't get killed. I'm going to put this one here, look. There we go. Alright, so we should have lost that contiguous penalty now. We've also got a fire shard here. We don't have the technology for the horses yet, but I'm actually going to get that fire shard first because the fire altar. It's going to increase our mana production. Now, I wonder if we can do better than the meditation spell. For example, this one would be really useful. Now, actually, I think New Paradin's using that already. No, it's using meditation. And it's already using Scholar's Sanctum, so... Oh, sorry, guys, that's the wrong one. City spells, that's what I want. Defending units start with regeneration. That is really strong as well. That might be worth putting actually on this one here. But the problem is with Tenfell, it only has one slot. So if we can fill that enchantment slot with something a bit more useful, we've got a reasonable amount of mana production now, I think. So all Heart of Fire. All units trained in the city get +1 attack per essence, but it increases the unrest in the city by 5. Yeah, we don't want that. Let's get the Glyph of Life. We are going to be pumping units out here. So this is one of the benefits of having Brad in the chat. Like, he's listening to what he's saying and he'll just do it. he's probably sat there like with 15 monitors and he's, you know, programming as he goes. So Thorey Nelman says, suggestion, when leveling up a city, why not have the 3 icons Conclave, Fortress and Town have the same shape as the city ownership icons in the worldview, i.e. star-shaped, shield-shaped and round? I mean, that sounds like a good thing. One piece of feedback that my buddy from Explorminate, Drexy, gave me, which I also noticed when I was playing, is that when you level up your city, I would actually like to, you know, when you get the option to pick Conclave or Town or Fortress, whatever it's called, I'd like to be able to minimize that so I can go and look at the others if I've forgotten. And yeah, Drexy gave that feedback, and I think it's good feedback. I don't know how easy that will be, but that would be nice to have if we could do it. Okay, next turn. Let us speak candidly, Battle Queen. What do you mean by that? Is it because I'm in your territory looting all the stuff? Brood Vambraces, +2 physical attack bonus. Okay, this is good. Let's just equip that. Okay, I had originally the Dragon Vambraces. These ones give you more initiative. Initiative's really good. But she doesn't have a whole lot of attack. I think the attack might go further for us there. In that case, let's give this guy... Oh no, he needs the accuracy ones because he's a bit of a one-eyed bandit at the moment. The Haunter's Staff. The Caster's Staff. I think I'll give him that one. More spell damage is nice, but this gives him more spell mastery, which is going to be more useful here for him as in a healing role, I think. Okay. What have they got? Okay, he's filled this place full of troops, so this would be difficult to take on. So yeah, they've already got 4 units, 3 melee units and 1 archer unit defending it, and then plus, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, including Ophidian, which seems to be a gem-encrusted snake. Sages say the Ophidian were once great pythons related to the Bonefield Moralia, but they were changed after generations of nesting near crystal deposits. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you guys read that, but that's really cool. 14 defense, 24 dodge. Okay, spell resist a little bit. Yeah, so they're going to be hard to hit, but not terrible. Alright, I'm wondering whether I should attack those guys at some point. Maybe now instead we just go and do some of the quests. Okay, the Forgetting God. The ashes of a bonfire still smoke in front of the ancient library. There's nothing of value left inside, only a maze of empty scriptoriums, reading rooms and studies. Tracks lead away from the library and to a small camp where men are laughing, drinking wine and tossing the remaining books into a campfire. They stop, suddenly quiet, when they notice you and your soldiers standing at the edge of the camp. These books are worth more than a Mancer dowry, you say, angry at the waste. Why are you destroying them? Okay, so we got an option here. I think the research is going to be useful for us, though. Let's grab that. Okay, so we've unlocked administration, which I was needing to get. Trading would also be useful too. Okay, this will unlock Crystal Mine. And the Abbey. The Abbey's an outpost upgrade, I think. Okay, it's going to unlock a load of spells, and this is going to give us the ability to put magic items on. So we don't really have the crystal yet. Let's just get rituals, and we'll unlock the ability to grab. And we've actually gone a fair way into rituals already because of that quest that we just completed. Oh, this is an interesting battle. Okay, so we've got lots of wolves. Okay, what do we got? 2 single wolves, and then 3 single wolves, and 3 wolves in a row. Pack of wolves, if you like. I think Fireball might clear these guys out. Maybe we just get them. I think we try to herd them into a position where they're. Let's see what spells we've got. Okay, yeah, let's cast Focus. It's a little bit of a slow spell, that one. I'm just going to get this guy just helping guard the front line here. And we'll just pass these. Looks like they're coming on this side, though. Oh, they can get through here, too. Alright. Interesting. I think that's going to be we can get a fireball off here. I think it does a 3x3, hits 3x3. Wow, these are strong. These are strong wolves. Look, ready to cast Focus. There we go. Let's get these defenders in. Oh, yeah. These are actually doing us some damage. So since we've got a decent amount of mana, let's fire the fireball off. So we're going to start casting that. I'm going to get this guy in the back here. And we're going to just heal these guys. Just want to keep them in the fight. Okay. Oh, the wolf got a critical hit there. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to stand here and just keep this wall of spears. Okay, here comes Fireball. There we go, look at that. You don't get anything like that in Age of Wonders, do you? That's what I want. I want magic to feel powerful. Give me toys. I want cool magic spells. That's why I like this game, man. It gives you really cool spells. Okay. So, Spearman Party lost a little bit of health. And we got a bunch of stuff. I'm looking forward to this being fixed. This UI issue. But look at that. We only lost a little bit of health on a couple of our units. So this is a reasonable party now we've got. Okay, I was just checking out who these are. At the moment, so I don't know if Brad's still watching, but I'm struggling, Brad, to be able to tell, to line up which of these cities are, you know, belonging to which ones. Because they don't have their, unless I'm missing something, they don't seem to have their flag. I need some way of more easily figuring out who they are. Because some of the colours are a little bit close. I think this must be her. And Ethereal, this one. Yeah, it's not that bad, but yeah, I think this is this one here. But maybe if we could have their flags or something on here, I think that would be really good. Ascawian saying, I enjoy the spell variety, but Horrific Well needs a balance pass. It's way too strong. I don't know. It works on some stuff. It doesn't work on everything, though. And there is something that balances it. I'm trying to remember what it is now. I think it's easy to... Is it easy to resist? So if you've got something that's got, like, you know, even medium sort of like spell resistance, doesn't seem to do much damage. I think we can kill these. Just auto-resolve. There we go. Kill a couple of Darklings. Yeah, these scout parties will never be anything more than a, you know, a common loot hunter. I heard a great insult the other day. My missus told me it. She was like, your boyfriend looks like he drops common loot. I thought that was really funny. Okay, we've got another Axe Maiden. I wonder if we want to replace... Where is Battle Queen? Oh, there we are. Oh, who's that? That's a little bit close to my territory, actually, for my liking. Let's bring this character back here. Battle Queen out. Okay, new Paradin. What do we want? I've got plenty of gold, so I'm happy not taxing them for a while. Scrying Pool might be good. Let's get the Scrying Pool, I think. We'll just guard here. Where's the scout party? Oh, these guys are over this way. Okay. Here's a question for you guys. Since we've got the cloth map, do we need the mini-map? I'm not making a judgment one way or another, by the way. I'm just curious to know what you guys think. Because I quite like the mini-map, but I think though, you know, in other games that this probably would have been removed. I'm curious to see, you know, what people think about it. Okay, here in Raven's Heart, did we get that? Oh yeah, we built the Pioneer, that's right. Oh, I'm actually going to send that over here and grab this crystal. I'm just going to keep these scouts moving around here now. Vash is saying, yes, I think all three are useful. So you mean the minimap, yeah? And the... Ascawian is saying, I like the minimap, would hate to see it removed. Yeah, I think that seems to be the common... let's get this merchant. This will come out relatively quickly, I think. Can we get in there? Yeah, I think we can. Let's see if we can... No, they're not going to give us tribute, but we got the trade agreement. I think the non-aggression pact might be an idea. Yeah, they could potentially attack me. That said, I mean, they're kind of close. They could come in this way as well. So I'd have to, if they did attack me, I'd have to worry about these two different places. We've got iron ore there. I might like that more, you know. Than crystal. Oh, we've got another rock spider come out. Okay, let's get Battle Queen's army back here. Oh, we've got the Axe Maiden in the army now. In that case, we can take out that albino rock spider. I'm still going to play this myself. Look at this. This looks really cool, look. Okay. I'm going to bring in a Battle Queen. Let's just run in. We'll just pass for now. Let's cast Hopelessness, just remove its stamina, and we'll just get these guys moving into setup. Okay, that's not my strongest spearman, so we'll just bring those guys here. Okay, and again, we'll pass with those guys. This is the Axe Maiden. There's Battle Queen again. Let's just do the Burning Blade. Mr. DL says, it would be nice with a hide button on the minimap. Oh, right, okay, so yeah, for those of you who don't like it, that's interesting. I'm going to bring this one in here. Ah, big damage there from the rock spider, look, so we've got to deal with this. Let's bring Battle Queen this way, and then we're just going to do some whacking. This guy doesn't have very high attack, but I am going to bring him a little bit closer. Just have a ranged attack, although he's only got one eye, so... I think... Yeah, spears are a reasonable bet against armour, because they negate some of that armour. Okay, and here come the Axe Maidens. They're going to hopefully do a little bit more damage here. There we go, 4 damage, look. That's combined, of course, with their teammates attacking. Let's get her healing these. Says we've got plenty of mana. Okay, we've got these spearmen that I've actually thrown all my magic equipment on. Okay. These are really, really tough to take down, and this is one of the reasons why I tend to play these battles myself, because they can be a little bit tricky. No, I think we're just going to hit again. Oh, big attack. Oh, and they dodged. That's lucky for me, I think. Because I was possibly going to lose those. Let's just heal those guys up. Okay. And then we've got we can do a bash attack here. Crushing blow. Okay, it didn't quite work out how I planned. Man, those are tough to take down. I mean, I had to take a whole army to take that thing down. Ascalian saying, definitely needs a hide button for armor pieces. Is there a technology or maybe quest that can cure injuries? That's interesting. I think there might be an item that does it. But I can't remember if that's Sorcerer King or not. The boss would have to confirm that one. Okay, this is an army we could take on, I think. Yeah, we might take some losses, though. Yeah, I tried to take one of these. I remember I tried to take this army on before, and one of these kind of armies, the same layout. I think they had an extra albino rock spiner, and I struggled. Okay, we want focus here. Focus is a nice spell to cast if you've got the time to cast it. And this guy doesn't have much. I think we need to level his spells up soon. Just past these guys, just get them saving their stamina. Oh, okay. AI's punishing me, look, for not coming in. So we need to get in there and do some damage. So let's try Flame Dart. He's got really high magic defense. Let's just do it on one of these. Oh, look at that. Really good attack there. Very, very successful. We'll just kind of incrementally move our soldiers forwards. Let's just keep these ones at the back here, the Axe Maidens. Okay, well, we'll move Battle Queen in and we're just going to start chopping away. Okay, she dodged there. In some trouble though. Let's move the Spearmen and maybe we actually whack these guys back. There we go. He's going to have to actually move now if he wants to... Oh, look at this. Repositioning. I'm actually going to cast a Horrific Whale. I get these guarding, and then let's just try and hunt down this spider that we were trying to kill. Get a zone of control on this guy, so he's going to have to move around. Okay, and then... Oh, we're not quite close enough to do the axe cleave attack. Oh! My hero's taking a pretty substantial bite. Let's get her doing a healing spell. I'll heal my main character. Oh, sorry, my champion. Piddling damage there from the spearman. Well, we managed to isolate the Brood Warden, and they're not going to be able to get back to their friends now unless they're going to have to chew their way through our lines, and I don't think it's going to be. Oh, axe! There we go. Hit with the backswing. So I missed with the first attack, but the backswing special ability actually saved us there a little bit there. Now, there we go. Horrific Whale goes off, and managed to take that character out. Sorry, take that spider out. Okay, she's just going to get in here. Nice dodge. And the Brood Warden goes down. Those are the guys with the hammers, though. I actually equipped those. So they're just spearmen, actually, but... Oof. Now, there's probably a more efficient way of doing this, but I'm just going to be chopping through them. I'm going to bring this guy back, though. I'm going to put him on guard, just in case he does take... The spider just tries to get around him. We'll reposition to actually stop that from happening. There we go. I love that you got a counter spell in this, by the way. That was in Master of Magic too, if I remember right. But there was only one spell book that had it. Oh, actually, was that a neutral spell? I forget now. Let's get a Soul Spark off. Zap! Brad said, just added the logos by the name. See screenshot on Discord. God, that was fast. Oh, that's amazing. But thank you, Brad, because that was bugging me, like trying to figure out who it was that I was looking at. Okay, so Battle Queen is leveled up. Now we really don't have much in the way of extra spells here. I wonder if we... There's so many options, aren't there? I like that there's so many options, though. Spellmastery would be nice, because we could actually move into Hydromancy, then we could go for Geomancy and Abjuration. These are great. So this is what I love about this character build system. It's not overwhelming, but there is some great stuff hidden in there. You know, look, we've got the summon stuff down the summon line here. We've got some extra spells that are just completely unique to the mage class. It's really, really cool. Brad saying, now I have to make it so different factions have different coloured logos. Yeah, that's probably an extra thing that's going to be coming in. Cheers, Brad. Aeromancy. Lightning Bolt. Obscuring Fog. That's a pretty cool thing, actually. Yeah, I like that. Let's go for Aeromancy. And the Defender here. Okay. Spell resistance. That's actually going to move into this line here, which is... Oh, pretty cool. Army spell resistance. That's really nice. Alternatively, we move down this one, which is the defender's line, I guess. This is going to increase army dodge. That sounds really good. So let's go with this one. Those of the Kingdom of Paradon are welcome not on our soil, Battle Queen. If you value your... if your life is of value, you will leave now without question. Alright, we don't need to fight her yet. Okay, here we go. We got rituals. Ask Gawain is saying, curious as to why attacking force doesn't get defense on turn 1. Only the defenders do. Shouldn't that only be the case if attackers were guaranteed to act first? It punishes players as we attack most. Yeah, I guess so. Mr. DL says, I do wish font size would be larger. As I'm getting older, I'm having issues reading a lot of the text, even with the largest font size setting a lot of the time. Sorry, a lot of the stuff is still small, especially on a 4K TV. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, I think there's challenges in making UI scaling that suits everybody. And 4K is pretty big as well, but I guess like 4K on a TV is not that big. So, okay, what do we want next? Let's go for the mining because this is going to give us +1 production per material. I should have got that a little bit earlier. Here in the Spider's Lair, we find the Band of the Stalwart. +2 defense and +2 spell resist. Let's see if we can put that on her. Yes. There we go. So extra defense, extra spell resist. Very, very nice. Alright. Caldaria. In the center of an ancient worn crater stands a circle of huge stones as wide around as a man, twice again as tall. Within that circle stands a creature whose body flickers with light. I feel like if we go in here, something bad's going to happen. Let's just go and kill these though. Earth Shrill and Fire Shrills. We can take these guys out. Okay, we've got a lot of spells here now. Let's just cast this Obscuring Fog, see how this works. Okay, he's going to heal himself too. Oof. I'm actually a little bit low on mana, so maybe we're going to be relying on this one mostly with Blood, Sweat and Tears. Okay. Let's get the Axe Mages running around this side. Battle Queen's going to get straight in there. 11 damage straight away. Let's see if the Spearman can finish the job. A well-timed strike. In she goes again. The Battle Queen's getting a lot of turns. So this game uses a system, like an active time system. It's a little bit like Final Fantasy Tactics, if you're aware of that. Absolutely amazing game for those of you who haven't played it, by the way. But it uses a similar thing. So where you have like a timer that counts up, and the faster your initiative is, the quicker the timer will reach the top. This is a classic RPG system. Again, you just don't. This is right. So I think one of the reasons why modern designers might shy away from that kind of system is because it makes initiative incredibly powerful, right? And it's one of the reasons why Final Fantasy Tactics, for example, anything that changed the combat timer, you know, whether it was a short combat timer ability or increased speed, it's actually expensive and difficult. You had to strive to get it. And I think one of the criticisms of Elemental, at least in the Fallen Enchantress version that I used to play, was that I think if you are a min-maxer, it can be tempting to just to really, really lean into initiative in a big way. And, you know, having really high initiative is not going to always win you battles, but it's a pretty powerful thing. Now, I'm not saying that needs to be nerfed. I don't believe in nerfing stuff. I believe in making everything else kind of, like, giving you other options that are as viable, basically. Because you don't want it to be the only option, do you? Alright. Yeah, so she was annoyed. Oh, well, I'm going to have to go through her towns anyway. So, screw you. She declares war on me, so be it. I'm not that bothered. Like, she's strong. Ah. Okay, I think they're going to be stuck there. Okay, we've got a Fire Elemental's army here. This is strong. We just have a look at what we've got. So we are fire. So I've got mainly fire magic, and these are immune to fire, so that's going to be a little bit tough to deal with. It's also got 50 hit points. I don't think we're strong enough to move into here, so I'm actually going to bow out gracefully. We're getting some good leveling up from that though. Okay, so she's been ejected out here. Oh, these guys have been ejected out here, look. Okay, New Paradigm has completed the scrying pool. So let's just double check that. Yeah, so we actually get another enchantment slot there. I should have built that early, because that is really strong. Sovereign's Call would give us extra growth. Now, I don't... yeah, I don't want extra growth unless, I guess, I build a garden. That would give us more grain. You got the bakery as well. Faction food per grain. That's really nice. That's one of the so the food boosting things is one of the nice building tree additions that you get when when you use these cities or the towns. Sorry. I've still not got that. I don't know if my unrest is kind of low at the moment. Actually going to improve. Allowed one per civilization. Oh, right, okay, we don't want that because that negates the unrest penalty. That'd be a waste to build it here. We actually need to unlock some more stuff. Let's get maybe the shrine. Gonna give me more fame. Let's go for the garden, I think. That's just going to be the biggest bang for our buck. For now, at least. Okay, we've created an Axe Maiden. Now, we've actually got the... where are we? The impulsive ability, because this what do we call it? Sorry, the fortress. We actually upgraded it with the ability Strike Garrison. There we are. So they get +2 initiative for every unit you build, which is, again, as I was saying, initiative's really strong in this. I think we want. What's the Sentinel? High hit points. Okay, but we've got the Destiny's Guard as well. That's really high hit points. Let's just have a look at the design here. Okay, this one's got Defender, Plate Mail Proficiency, and yeah, we don't. Plate Mail Proficiency is wasted until we can get Plate Mail. We also got the Thunder Sentinel, which is going to cost us some crystal, which we don't have at the moment, so not much use there. Let's just go with the trusty old Axe Maiden. Let's train one of those, and we'll keep banging those out. Okay, here our Pioneer. Let's get this outpost. Okay, looks like they kicked our scouts out on the other side of their kingdom at least, so they kind of helped us there. Alright, I think we're going to just check these spearmen. Okay, that's my leveled up spearman. Level 3. I think we'll send those spearmen back to New Paradigm. Oh, I just sent them all. Okay, why did I do that, I wonder? Go and clear that. Oh, they're just wild wargs, sorry. No! Oh, the wolves won the battle. Rest in peace, scouts. You were expendable. That's what it will say on their tombstone. Let's go. Oh, sorry. I often do that. Monument, and then I want to click build and then done. There we go. Our unrest is really low now. Now we've connected our kingdom up. We've got that iron ore available. That's definitely something we want to exploit. Yeah, pretty much everything here is looking good. Is this Ignis party going to come out? Coal Golem. All of these are immune to fire. So we're going to need some better spells to be able to deal with these things. If it pleases you, we would even be willing to give you 73 Gildar up front. I mean, I'm not going to say no. Okay, Raven's Heart has grown to level 3. Select a free improvement for this city. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed lots and lots of comments here. Thorin Elman says, Mr. DL, you can increase font size in the options. William Thomas is saying, I'm running low on mana. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I need to check that. That might have been way back in that battle. Ascarian saying, a hero with the daggers has so many turns. Damage isn't great per hit, but you get a lot. Yeah, that's right. And so you can actually give it to like a spellcaster or something, and you can get some good utility out of that. Daedalus Dream Journal just says, rust in pieces, Scout. Yes, exactly. Although they didn't really have much metal. That's probably the reason why they died. I'm too stingy to give them any real, expensive equipment. I just throw them out there in nary but a rag to sleep in, and a crust of bread and a glass of water. What do I want? Scroll Scribes increase research by 20% and make scrolls available for your champions to purchase. An Oracle allows you to tap into the magic of Elemental, adding an additional essence. That's really strong, and I think, mind you, this is plus 50% research when the city's producing research. Very nice if you're going for a research victory, or you really want to go through the tech tree quick. I do like the Radiance though, I think. Let's make immediate use of that. Okay, so we're going to cast Scholar's Sanctum. Now, we don't want to be spending money, spending mana on growth if we don't have any space to grow into. So just be aware of that. It can be a little bit of a wasted. Yeah, like for example here, we don't have a lot of food here, but we've not got the growth spell. So yeah, I'm doing okay. I've only got 3 cities though, and that was a mistake. I really should have expanded faster. The thing is though, when you expand quickly in this game, I really love this balancing mechanic. The unrest is such a simple way of balancing out city spam. So some of the guys at Explorminate were lamenting the fact that, this is okay. I don't mean to insult anyone, but a lot of modern gamers have been kind of trained into modern gaming practices where they're like, oh no, I don't want to manage too many cities. So when they have a game where it really does give you the ability to manage quite a lot of cities if you know how, they kind of do it because they want to, and then when they get to then they're like, oh, actually I've got too many cities. And it's like, that's what 4X games are about. They're empire building games. But this is a great one because you don't have to, and that's the nice thing. Like the unrest is a nice balancing mechanic. You can't just like do what you did in Master of Magic, which is where you just cover the entire continent with cities. Master of Magic is a good game, but that was a flaw in the game design. But I mean, Simtex were they were making it up as they were going along. Here we go. Okay, we've got enemies in our territories. Oh, it's just some wolves. Let's get my heroes out. I thought I had more Axe Maidens in this now. Anyway. Oh, there we are, look. We do have more Axe Maidens. The problem is that we've got a weak Spearman in there as well. Let's just get the Spearman there. Oh, I can't do it this way, I don't think. Oh, yes, I can. There we are. I knew there was a way to do it somehow. What is it with these wolves? Oh, they're really high hit point wolves. I'm actually going to play this. Let's get focus up on them. I'll probably just cast a burning hands on those ones. Let's get these guys passing. They're probably going to take some damage. Oh, it's not too bad. I could have auto-resolved this, I think. Oh, big damage then coming in from the... that was from the Axe Maidens. Got another group of Axe Maidens here. Let's just... There we are. Look, big damage. It did take some in return. Oh, she can't... Why can't she get around there, I wonder? Oh, that's the Spearman. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong unit. So I'm going to bring those guys in. We're just going to pass this around, and then we're going to use Burning Hands. Fiery Conflagration. A horrible way to die, I'm sure. There we go. Excellent. And with minimal losses to our hit points. Okay. I think we should probably think about picking on one of our neighbours now, because we're at a position where we're sort of like halfway up the tree. And I say the tree, the ranking. We're halfway up the ranking. Well, no, we're sort of like trailing the leaders. That's probably a better way of saying it. Let's see if we can. What have they got? They've got a lot of Gildar. Let's ask for an economic treaty. Oh no, sorry. We've got to pay for them for that, of course. Let's go. What I would like with this is a bit more like how it is with Galciv, where you kind of like throw it into a, into a sort of a pool, and you add all the things that you want, and all the numerical modifiers add up, and then you just balance it with the gold at the end. I think that would be better actually. But yeah, let's get the economic. Let's just see if we can get these treaties with them. Because I'm only gonna do this again, and get the. Then they're gonna have to give me the money back for the trade agreement. There we are. RB Fish 123 says, "What's the verdicts on this? So what's the verdict on this game? Can it compete against Shadow Empire?" I mean, look, Shadow Empire is a completely different kind of 4X. It's a very simulation-heavy game. It's not so much of a sandbox game, although so. Here's how to start thinking about 4X games in terms of classification of between the subgenres, right? So. Because I've seen people say some dumb stuff like, "Oh, this is just another Age of Wonders clone or whatever," and you're like, no. Age of Wonders has got a very different kind of playstyle to this, even though it is still in the same vein as of a Fantasy 4X. It's got the Fantasy 4X wrapper, but the actual focus of the gameplay is kind of different, and yeah, they're very different animals, as William Thomas says, and I think that. So even between games within the same subgenre like this, Warlock, Dominions. So something like Age of Wonders 4 and the other Age of Wonders games, they're all quite different, and often it's the balance of elements that the player it's the balance of the game elements that the player has to focus on. That's often what is the distinguishing factor. So for example, Age of Wonders traditionally was very much a tactical combat game with a sort of a relatively simple strategic overlay. Now the strategic side of Age of Wonders now is a lot better, actually, in Age of Wonders 4. And so that balance is really shifted towards now. I think it is a classic 4X game. But the tactical combat is very, very long-winded, right? And in in Elemental, the tactical combat, the balance of this is much more in line with what you would do with the strategic battles. So you spend about the same amount of time doing strategy as tactics in this. And so looking at something like Shadow Empire is it's similar in that the balance of the player's attention is going to be, strategic, grand strategy, the war front, the tactical element of it. It's all in one map, obviously, in that game. You don't have these two sort of you don't have the sub game, the game within the game, like you do here or with Age of Wonders. But Shadow Empire is very much like this in the sense that it's quite detailed, but that's got way more detail. I don't think you can really compare the two. I think in that respect, Shadow Empire, you need to look at it more like a war game, I'd say, even though it is a 4X. But it's more in line with something like War in the East, in terms of the complexity. Sandra is asking, does it have a campaign? I really liked Age of Wonders 2's campaign. Not right now. I think I'm pretty sure the intention is to have several campaigns from the previous games come into it. Again, it's a question for the boss, for Brad Wardell, who is in the chat right now. So if you ask him, he might answer if he's still here. RB Fish. So to answer, what is the verdict on the game? I'm biased because I work for Stardock. So asking, I have to be honest when I say that. But even before I worked for Stardock, I used to love Fallen Enchantress. I thought it was a great game. I always said that it was one of the best Fantasy 4X ever made. It had problems, and this game's still got some issues. But I think, look, just being able to play this game without it crashing It's just a joy. It didn't need anything else, but the fact is that there's loads more to come. So I think, you know, if you liked Fallen Enchantress, but you wished it, you know, didn't crash, you wish some of the features that were taken out were in, then yeah, it will. I think this is going to be a banger. It's already a banger. I'm already, look, how many early access, and it's got bugs, right? And people have, you know, people have found the odd crash here and there, and sure, so, but still, even in the, you know, for the amount of content that you get for the price that you're paying for it, there's nothing else out there at the moment, like on this price point, that gives you this much gameplay and this much depth. It's like, there really is nothing else. Hey Drexy, how's it going, man? So Brad's saying 3 campaigns. The War of Magic, the Fallen Enchantress, and the Sorcerer King. So Sandra's saying, wishlisting it now then. Oh, great stuff. Drexy's appealing to Brad to fix the display. Brad's saying there will be new campaigns, but taking stuff from the older campaigns. Okay, that sounds cool. So yeah, I don't really know anything about that stuff, so I can't really talk about it, but Brad's the one to ask. Alexander Rain's saying, Alexander Rain is saying, oh, this is like a remaster. Neat. It's like a remaster, yeah, but it's not a straight remaster. This is amalgamating 3 previous games into one and adding more stuff. Okay, here we go. We got the mining technology. This is going to give us more production, and I really desperately needed that. Hang on a minute. I think I've already got access to trade, which might mean that there's a bug. Let me just check this. Yeah, I've already got a trade treaty. So, Brad, it looks like you can actually get a trade treaty with people before you've unlocked it. Now, unless it works that, you know, just one of you players needs a trade treaty. But at least, yeah, I've not unlocked that yet, and I'm able to offer it, which doesn't seem quite right to me. I would really like that, but I think I'm going to go into blacksmithing. Or am I? Choices. So I had a comment at the beginning of the stream. Someone was saying that they felt that the tech tree was a little bland. I was arguing that I actually think I think this is a really nice tech tree because it's not too big, and the choices that you have to make actually matter. And it's quite a big tech tree in the sense that, you know, you've got 3 different branches, or 3 different trees, I guess. But it's not too confusing, what, you know, the way to go through it. And each thing does open up meaningful stuff, right? It's not just like plus 10 fire damage. So I really like that about this tech tree. I think even though there's nothing flashy about it, it's solid and it's well designed. I don't think that this should be messed with too much. I think obviously there's going to be balancing done and stuff, and as new features come in. But I think that if we leave the tech tree about this size, that's what I would like to see personally, because I think it's about right here. I think adding much more, you know, if they add a new feature and they add another line, it's not going to kill it. But I think that, you know, Galsiv's a bit too big. Even though I like Galsiv, and I do quite like how expansive it is. Archery. Archery is one of those things, if you unlock it early, it's okay. I might get mounted warfare. Could be fun to have some of the horse-borne units. William Thomas is saying, verdict. I bought it on release. I love Fallen Enchantress. This game is slated to be the original vision of Fallen Enchantress. Yeah, absolutely. Alexander Ray says, the tech tree system seems more like Fallen Enchantress. I remember in the OG Elemental you had Adventuring 2, if I'm not mistaken. I'd never played that one, so I don't have a copy of it. This was the Fallen Enchantress Legendary Heroes is the first one that I got. Was the first and only one that I played. Oh no, I have Sorcerer King as well. I didn't play that much. I really liked what Sorcerer King was trying to do though with the asymmetric campaign. There's very few games that do that, and I thought that was amazing. I'm actually going to put my... Oh no, that might be a little bit too much unrest for me. While we don't need it, let's just keep it here. That's one of the nice things about having a small empire look. Your money goes further. I don't normally have this amount of money. We can rush stuff as well, by the way, and that might be wise to do. Although I think I'd like to have some in the bank. so to speak. Okay, I've got one more Axe Maiden. Let's send these into... put them in here just in case I get attacked. It's a message from a bandit. It's not those guys. I don't even need to take you seriously. Let's just auto-resolve that battle. Down they go. Okay, not as... it didn't look like we even got any damage. The Timber Wargs are a little bit... I still think I can auto-resolve that. Yeah, Battle Queen lost... oh, the Axe Maiden party took some damage. I probably should have done that myself, but anyway. We've got a whole line of loot. Oops. Ben's got butterfingers. A wood shield. Okay. Now, what quest have I got open? Oh, I've got a whole bunch. I think I've been in that one before. So we got to, let's go and finish this Butcherman quest. It's only a low-level quest, I think. Okay, Asuka's saying the huge initiative penalty for archery really makes it a poor decision, especially as the damage is also well below melee at the same tier. Yeah, I think archery and the range system in this game is probably the weakest part of the combat, but I think there's some plans to do stuff with that, so do not fear. Alexander A is saying, oh hey look, the Empire factions are running away with the game. I remember that being the case too early on as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Wow, these guys are not liking me. I wonder if we need to start thinking about fighting them. But that means we're going to have to go and get into their territory and see what they've got. If that's the case, we must hurry. Let's build a scrying pool. I'm just going to might rush build that. Oh no, it's really, really expensive. Yeah, these guys looks like Ithril is hostile to me now. Yeah, he's not going to take a... he's not even going to take a non-aggression pact from me. In that case, let's get a non-aggression pact from her. And I'm going to squeeze some more gold out of her for it. Okay. And her too. Now, the reason being is because I do not want to be at war with two people at once. I'm alright at this game, but I'm not great. So, again, let's just squeeze her a little bit for the gold. This is one of the reasons why I've got loads of gold, by the way. Canny diplomacy. Okay. He's kicking me out of here. But I do think we want to fight them. Now, whether I have the troops that are strong enough to be able to do so, that's another matter. I think not. In my experience on this difficulty level, the AI is going to have way stronger stuff than me. So I need to make sure that I don't get myself in a mess. But I think this is going to be the guy to take on. Like, he's not that much stronger than me. I think he's going to attack me soon. I'm going to get a non-aggression pact with you as well, just in case. Okay. Let's go finish this Butcherman quest. Okay. I'm not going to read all this, guys, because my throat's starting to get a little sore, but if it's death they seek, I'll give it to them. There we go. This is a fairly simple quest. Oh, look at that. Neville. Alexander Ray is saying regarding the Empire factions, if memory serves, it's probably due to the fact that they unlock bigger unit stacks earlier. Yeah, that might be it. David A is saying it's a classic tech tree. I know this is most likely out of scope, but I wish there was more randomness to the tech tree and unique trees by race. Maybe a tree like Old World. Random tech trees is one of those things that you have to build your game around it. So Master of Orion, the first one, that's got an amazing tech tree, but it's built into the gameplay. Without it, like if you play a game like Distant Worlds Universe, for example, Distant Worlds 2, where they just kind of randomly added a random tech tree as an option, you'll see that it doesn't always kind of, it works because it's a sandbox game, but it's not always that coherent. So you have to be a little bit careful what you wish for there with stuff like that. I think if you build the game around the random nature of the tech tree, like for example in Master of Orion, techs are randomized and you are locked out of certain techs because the tech tree is really quite small and fixed. That's really clever because it means you have to trade with or conquer enemies to get the techs that you don't have, and they are critical techs as well. It's rarely been done as well. Draxy saying rush building is crazy expensive, lol. Yeah, I agree, it is quite expensive. Alexander A says, don't worry, even if he attacks you can just say no and he can't legally harm you further, eh? I don't know about that. David A says, I also can't wait for the Dynasty system to make it in. That was one of my favourite parts of the original Elemental, even though it was buggy. Askerman saying, empires do seem to be at an advantage. I typically ally and trade with the kingdoms, but they still sit at the bottom of the power table. I wonder what that is. Brad Wardell saying, oh, I like that. So some additional text based on faction stuff like we have in Galciv. I think that'll be great, Brad, providing it doesn't bloat the text tree out. I mean, it might be nice to kind of rearrange the text tree in that respect for different factions. Yeah. Or maybe they have their own, like their own branch. Like, so Paradin's got one. But I don't know. You'd have to think about it. the game's design's a bit above my pay grade. I like to talk about it though. Let's get a fireball on the go. Let's just see if we can. Oh, hopelessness. Oof. Well, she resisted. Fortunate too. Now I don't know whether if you don't resist, whether that would stop the spell. I don't think so. All right, we're going to bring our spearmen up and defending as they're intended to be used. The Axe Maidens are going to move up on the flank. And they're going to pass too. Ready to cast. Here comes the fireball. Wow, game over. I'll never get sick of that spell. I love it so much. It's just really fun. Oh. Oof. Wow. This guy, Neville. There's a rather unassuming name. He's just traded extremely favourably with our Sovereign, who is no noob on the battlefield. Brad's saying, by the way, turns per round in tactical combat in ER is now the square root of initiative rather than purely linear. Ah, that's interesting. Is that in now, Brad, or is it incoming? William Thomas says, I've got no shields in Distant Worlds 2 with random tech tree. Yeah, I know. It just... You have to, like, if random tech trees really have to be baked into the rest of the game's design. There's got to be a reason for them to be like that. Like I said, in Master of Orion, it is a prime... It's one of the things that you use in order to... It creates interesting game situations because, like, for example, if you don't get shields in Master of Orion, and that can happen if you miss the tech, you've got to trade for it, find it through, like colonization, or you have to go and take it off somebody through war, or you engage with the risky espionage system. One day I'm going to do a video on Master of Orion and how well designed it is, because it's one of the best designed games I've ever played. Brad Wardell is saying, just did that now. I should watch your streams and put in the suggestions in real time. Yeah, careful, Brad, though, because, when you get the design by committee, but obviously, you're smart enough to know what the good ideas are and which aren't. I'll just throw ideas at you, man, and so will the audience. But that's really cool. Isn't it great, though, to have the developer in the chat and, actually... He's making changes to the game real time. We found a battle axe, look. So that was a reasonable little thing to find. Very, very nice, actually. And we can actually give that to one of our units. We could build a militia unit, for example, or something even better. Okay. What do I want here? We're going to be at war soon, so we want to be getting more Axe Maidens out, I think. The Empire of Ithriel have rediscovered one of the secrets of the Elder Sages. We now know the secrets of mounted warfare. Well, good on you, because we're about to unlock that too. I think we should probably be at war now. So I'm going to declare war. And we're going to go and start taking your stuff. Okay, they got a big group in here. Yeah, they got really high hit points. So this is going to be tough. But I'm hoping I made the right decision. One of my caravans. Let's just go and we'll move through his territory and start taking stuff off him. Let's start training more units. Now, we've got loads less hit points than them. I wonder if we start thinking about something else. Let's just go in here. Yeah, these are dodging based troops. So kind of glass cannons. Ring of Life is nice, but we still don't have any crystal. Oh, sorry, hang on. Yeah, we still don't have any crystal. Now, is that because I have it in my borders? Oh, there's a fruit grove. That could be good. Yeah, it looks like I actually don't have any crystal. Yeah, I mean, I kind of need to go to war to get crystal anyway. Oh, that river slag as well. That thing we need to take out at some point. Let's just build that fruit grove. Yeah, I think we're going to build... Now, the Destiny's Guard, that one. If I remember right, it has the... It's got plate mail proficiency. We don't need that. Let's just edit that one. Drop that plate mail proficiency out. Go to edit. Oh. Can't I unselect those? Oh. That's weird. I wonder if do I have to clear it? Oh, there we go. Okay, clearing. Yeah, we've got a bug here. This is a bug, I think. I should be able to edit these. Like, I can change its armor look and stuff. But it's the traits. Anyway, I think we can just make a new one. There we go. So we go with the hammer. We want all the best armor. It might be worth just putting the fire resistance on. The only problem is that one might be... No? Okay. These we can't have. Okay, so these are going to be a defensive unit, I think. I want more hit points as well if we can. Get where that one is. Oh yeah, there we are. Constitution. Yeah, we've not got the chainmail yet. Balance is really expensive, but it's a good one. Interesting. No, I think we want the defensive stuff, so... Now, they're not going to be dodging much. But we'll just call these Queen's Ward. There we are. Alright. So we can train those. Thorn Elman's saying, I will just repeat my criticism of the ugly, ugly mountains. They look like piles of loose dirt, just like in the original OG Elemental. I think these have been changed, haven't they? I thought these were different now. I thought they looked a lot better than they were. So, you know, maybe we need to look at that again. Pebble Dash says, Battle Mode, we need you more on YouTube. Yeah, I know. I've really been away. I've been away for ages. I've been busy with other stuff, and so Brad will know what I'm talking about here. But I made the mistake back in August of I actually bought a Mr. FPGA based console. So it's not, it's actually a British made thing, but it uses the Mr. FPGA system. So anybody who knows what that is, it's kind of like it's like a retro console thing that will basically emulate. It's a really accurate emulation of old consoles and computers. And so in my spare time, I've been completely like absorbed with going back through my old back catalogue of old Sega Genesis Mega Drive games, Super Nintendo, stuff like that, and old arcade games. And because when I'm working on strategy games and like working, my day job is kind of working with strategy games, so I've kind of moved very much over to playing kind of arcade games and fast-paced games when I'm chilling out. It's one of the reasons why you haven't seen me do any Shadow Empire content or Dominions or Galciv that much, is because I've been mostly playing kind of other stuff. But it's the Mr. FPGS part of the reason. But I've rejuvenated the channel now. By the way, anybody else doing YouTube, by the way, who dropped off for 3 months would lose their channel, would be dead, and mine has just continued to grow. So I've got some kind of like stroke of luck going on. I think it's partly because one of my old videos suddenly went kind of viral. Not viral, but it got like 50,000-60,000 views just out of nowhere. And that really, I mean, I didn't put a video up for nearly 3 months and I was still gaining hundreds and hundreds of subscribers. I got thousands of subscribers from it. So that was really cool. Very lucky. But yeah, I am back on it now. Okay, let's move these scouts around here, because they are going to die, but I do want to make sure. Oh, there's Verga's army, look. Well, I've chased him away from this great wolf den. Oh, I found a potion of fire resistance. That could be useful when we're coming up against some of these guys. Well, Verga's armies are quite well defended. His cities are quite well defended, look. Now, I'm tempted to run over there and see what he's got in those other ones. Here's mounted warfare, unlocking the horse stables, the stable, and horsemen. Stables and stable, by the way, if that's not a bug. One of them is an option that you give to your outpost, so it enables you to move quicker. David A saying, by tech tree randomness, I mean the same tech structure, but you can get a random discount of. Oh, I see, like in Galciv. So the choice is something cheap or more expensive, but it fits better with your strategy. It makes the tech choice more interesting. I really like that about Galciv. I think that I think the tech discount thing is really cool. I think, would it work in this? I feel like with this game that the tech tree's small, like each branch is kind of small enough that, it might make the cheaper one the optimal decision. That's my only issue. I think with Galciv it works because the tech tree's so big. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense. Sorry, I misunderstood your previous comment. Ben C says a little bit of contour would probably fix the mountains 90%. Yeah, maybe so. Ladestra says, in Pandora, the tech tree had a random order. You could also limit your view of the tree to only see so far ahead. So you couldn't really rush the same text. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't play Pandora a whole lot, I gotta be honest. Not for any reason other than I just didn't really get around to it. And by that point, Gladius had come out. Proxy had done Gladius, and I really like that game. I think Gladius is like a S tier game, man. Okay, well, I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna send these guys over here, and I'm gonna see what we've got, because if our friend from Ithril here has not guarded his cities well. Can I see that yet? Yeah, see there, he's got some lower level stuff. Oh no, still really, look at the hit points on them though. I'm going to struggle to fight this guy. But I will knock that down again. Yeah, I feel like we need to be training more troops now. Really, we want to be training them from Tenfell here. That's one of my caravans. Yeah, so I'm at war with this guy, but I'm actually I'm not strong enough to take him out. I think at least while he's defending stuff. Oh, no, we could take out Verga there. 250 hit points, though. He's level 10. Yeah, look at this. It's because he's got a massive amount of crazy gear. Defense 15, dodge 20, initiative 36, high attack. Yeah, I don't want to be at war with this guy. I don't think I'm good enough to take him on. Okay, that's actually worse than what we had, and she obviously can't take that because it's a two-handed weapon. What axe did she have? Oh, that was the balance axe she had. That's actually interesting because we give her the monk's robe. These axe maiden party, that could actually make them really strong. Let's rename that. We'll call that the Monk Maidens. Okay. Asquin says, I do wish building was a little more clear. Most things are placeable and they're straightforward, but others are upgrades to existing structures, and it's not obvious at all. Do you mean on the tech tree? Asquin says, colour coding or an upgrade symbol would really enhance the clarity. Yeah, I see what you mean there. Alexander Rain is saying, is horses a resource now, or are they unlimited and just cost materials? So what you horses, I think, are a resource. I think they always were, weren't they? I don't remember exactly. I feel like they were always a resource that you can trade. Oh god, this city. Yeah, they got 5. This would be really hard. But I think the best way to do this would be with a fireball. I wonder if we can take that out. What about this one? Yeah, this one's too tough because they've just got... Look at these really high hit point brutes. Let's try and just take out this guy. Although I'm still thinking it might be a terrible idea. Take his outpost. Which is his Where's his outpost? That one? No, that's her. That's a different character. I'm not sure which one you mean. Sorry. There's one there. That's his outpost, I think. I wonder if I can get this guy on my side, or this lady on my side. Yordiami, is that his name? No, so that's them. I don't want you to attack them. I want you to attack... No, she's not going to attack one of the Empire factions, is she? Let's get a non-aggression pact here. Okay. William Thomas saying, didn't he place one next to your capital? Maybe? I'll have a look. Let me just have a look at that. Where's my capital? I'm not seeing it. That one, I think, is the... I think that's her. I can't see it, though, from here, so I'd have to send a scout up that way. Okay. Do I try and take out Warlord Verga here? I think it might be an idea. Let's see if we can do it. It would be fun anyway. Like, I care less about winning than I do having fun when I'm playing on these. Here it comes! Bosh! Okay, straight away poisoning us. So, Battle Queen needs to cast Focus. That's going to be important. This guy is going to heal those up. We got 100. We got a little bit of mana to play with. Okay, let's get these spearmen down. Let's use this Flame Wave Scroll. Oh, okay, big damage there. They got a lot of hit points, so we're going to have to do a lot of damage to get through even one of these forces. Gonna have to make good use of our abilities here, I think. Okay, the Axe Maidens. Again. Hit chance, 57%. 97% retaliation. Let's get him. Let's try and damage him anyway. Okay. Then we got these other Axe Maidens. Just 3 damage there. Okay. He's cast focus. These spearmen. Let's get these guys here and just defending. Oh, okay. Those are gone. In that case, we're going to cast... I think we're going to have to fireball, maybe? I do 69 mana. That's not a lot. I had more than that. Yeah, I think... Just move this. Move her down. See what we've got here. Burning Hands is not going to help. Let's just attack. Okay, that was a decent damage. This guy needs to heal. There we are. I'm wondering if we use that other fire scroll, because this battle's not looking good. They've got so many hit points. Oof. Okay, I don't use that on my own troop, do I? Ah, screw it. Okay, it didn't actually attack my other troop. Interesting. Okay, let's get these guys in this flame wave. It's going to be Virgo that's going to be the difficult one to deal with, I think. I resisted. Okay, probably had a resistance that I wasn't paying attention to. Trying to get through to these Axe Maidens. Now, I'm glad I put that monk robe on them, because they are dodging attacks, which is exactly what I wanted them to do. No, he's got 23 attack. Okay, he dodged. Hit her back. It's not good. No damage from the monk, from our guardian defender. Standing there throwing knives, that's a bit of an odd choice. Do we use the escape scroll? I don't think we're going to do this, are we? Yeah, I'm actually going to use the escape scroll here, because oh, mind you. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do this. Let's escape. So we were defeated, but we got away without dying, and that was the important part. Let's oh, maybe we could have killed that one unit there. Probably want to need to get out of this battle, this war. I've underestimated their strength. Run away, brave Sir Robin. Okay, Tenfell. These are slightly more what we need, I'd say. Just keep going with the units anyway until we're out. Until I can get out of the war with Ithril. I'm gonna have to try and play smart. Now, what's he got there? Oh, it's just one unit. Let's go and kill that. So even that was saying that, you know, it seemed we have fairly even chances. Look. Just pass here. Mary discusses saying, looks like he had a counter attack build going. Maybe some ranged units would work. I don't think I've got archers yet, or if I have, I haven't really built any yet. And I do have one guy, this guy here, but he's not really very useful in battle because he actually lost some. I'm gonna put those on defend. He's not going to get through those. Let's just level her up with this burning blade. Ben C saying is, William Thomas saying, later battle mode, gotta run. Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate you coming and chatting. And Ben C is battle loot a thing in this game? Do you mean as in, so after you've won a battle, yes, you will get loot, I think? Yeah, of course. Especially when you're fighting monsters and stuff. Let's just pass these guys, see what happens. Okay, those axe maidens did take a big bunch of damage there. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to chew through. Let's just heal these up. Okay, only 3 damage, look. 7 from our Sovereign. Just chipping them away. So I really need better equipment. I'm just not strong enough to be able to deal with these guys at all. Like, look, it's taken 4 units just to take down 1. And we're going to come out of it, hopefully without losing a unit. He dodged the ranged attack there. But look, we're just like doing piddling amounts of damage. So we need to research those new weapon techs soon. Oh, he's running away. You will not flee your fate, I'm afraid, sir. Ah. He's making a good effort to dodge. It's like the Black Knight from Monty Python, look. It's like completely dismembered him and he's still fighting on. Oh, okay. Did they just do a spell on us there? Okay, we lost the caravan. And a scout is under attack. Let's just auto-resolve that. Yes. I don't think they're going to survive. Scouts, though. They're there to die, really, aren't they? It's basically their point. All right. Here in Raven's Heart, plenty of food, so the place is growing. We need to be building more stuff. I think the study is going to be a good bet there. Queen's Ward, we'll bring these in. So these are slightly better units. They're still not going to be enough to take on the forces of Ithril yet, I don't think. So we've got to really kind of figure out where we're going to move from here. Got loads of food now in New Paradin. Maybe we produce research. Just for a bit. And just... Okay, so that's helped us unlock sorcery a little early. So we need blacksmithing now to get these better weapons. That's a bit of a no-brainer. I wonder if we can trade as well. Give me all your warfare knowledge. I will trade you for some civilization. Hey. Yes, farewell. Give me all your warfare knowledge. Trade with you my civilization. I'll give you some magic too. Okay. Just want to get this blacksmithing unlocked as quickly as possible. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So, again... Oh, he's only got a little... Still, whatever we've got... Okay. Just squeezing that last gold coin out of him. Remember, you face a fellow channeler. I've unleashed the spell Tremor on you. I think that must be a city attack spell. Okay, we've got another Queen's War party. So we are pumping units out now. I really need. Yeah, it is blacksmithing we want. Once we can get some better equipment on, then we're going to need some armor as well, which is going to hopefully increase our defenses. Let's take a trained unit defense +2. That's going to be a decent thing to build. Let's get that forge. And then after that... Oh, Queen's Ward is under attack. Oh, she must have... Yeah, there's nothing much we can do here. We're going to die, but I wandered a bit too close. Look at that. They're just doing so much more damage. 48 attack. So why is that? Well, let's have a look. They've got that Trog blood thing, so that doesn't help. They've got a whole bunch of additional defensive abilities. They've got high dodge as well. And then they've just got decent equipment. Look, they're wearing armor. So these are expensive to bring out. Oh. Have a crash here? Nope. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Askowen says, that's the message I was talking about earlier. You should be able to click on Tremor and see what it does. Yeah, I agree. Okay, we've got the oppressor party. Let's just take this guy out. We're going to have to take him out all at once. Let's hit him with a flame dart. Yes. All that armor does not save you from magic. Okay. Send these axe maidens in. No, they were blocked. Hit with a backswing, but the damage is just not enough. Yeah, ping. So really, we're just not doing enough to be able to harm them. That's a really nice spell, lightning bolt. Let's just go in and give them a severe whacking. Now they've lost all their stamina, so they won't be able to do too much to us. Let's try and get in, just start whittling them down, and then go berserk. Yeah, I very foolishly declared war on an enemy that I'm just not strong enough to take out. So we're going to try to bow out gracefully. This guy on the floor, look, and he looked like he was partly covered by the hill there. Okay, let's see what we're doing. Oh, we've got some bandits that we need to defeat too. Battle Queen, I generally have little use for kinglings. I still hold out that you have enough sense to recognise the peril that the Kihivi is putting all us in. Be aware of the threats and work to crush them. Okay, so the top couple are fight. Oh, look like Ithril is actually. Let's just knock that progress down. Okay, she's just saying the same thing. So she's one of these is gonna. We need to kind of like curry favour with one of them. Oh, look how much warfare she's got. Will she give me anything? Will she give me anything? I wonder. Okay, because I really want to get blacksmithing as quickly as possible. I'm willing to even trade with these guys. I think we've taken all their stuff, haven't we? They're not going to give us much. Okay. How long have I been streaming for? Just bear with me, folks. I can't even remember what time I started now. Oh, it's been 2.5 hours, isn't it? I can probably go on a little bit longer. Okay. Let's just auto-resolve this. We don't need to worry about these small fry now. I'm very disgusted. Did you just trade warfare for warfare? Yes, I did. You still get a benefit from it. Okay. We're going to give him... I think we want to go down this line, don't we? Add your defense to that of targeted allies and puts the caster in defensive mode. Oh. Actually, that's actually pretty good. Let's go for that. No, I really need to get more fame. We're not that far off from the next one. But I probably should have... Let's actually... No, I still want to build this, I think. It's going to give us more fame. Am I hallucinating, or did I see that number drop? I was building... So I was building... I thought that was 17. So it looked like... Oh, that's right. Of course it did. Because this is my research per turn. Yeah, I'm not... that's exactly working as intended. And I'm just being a dumbass. Mary Discussed said, oh, okay, it looked a bit weird. Yeah. So, like, you have this kind of resource... You kind of a trade... You can trade a research resource. Got to freeze. Oh, yeah, the game's just frozen. There we are. It looks like my cursor's actually stuck. Let me just save this, guys, and reload it. Let's play Battle Queen. Just bear with me, guys. Another little bug that I found. I'll send that over to the development team. I'm not quite sure what they kind of hung up a moment, and then I was left with a cursor, a battle indicator cursor. So I'm interested to know, what do you guys think of the game so far? Like, give us your honest feedback in the chat, because I really want to hear what you think about the game. So I can play this game endlessly because there's so much to do in it, and it's very, because it's very sandboxy. You can really kind of go to town with just kind of almost like role playing it, but Hey, hang on a minute. Did I load the right game? I've had the world map. Askerman says, I've had the world map refusing to scroll with WASD a few times. Yeah, so that's a known bug. I believe it's been fixed, but whether that's... I don't know if that builds... when that build's coming out, but yeah, I don't want to say too much there, because it's not really for me to say when things are going to be fixed, but it is known, and it will be, I can't imagine it's going to take long to sort out. Okay, we've got another axe main here. Let's just get her out this way. Or those guys out this way. I just need blacksmithing. How long is it? It's going to be 10 seasons. Okay. If you've got to wait 10 seasons, let's just get a Queen's Ward out. Because we're just going to have to throw some chaff at the enemy until we can figure out how to defeat that crazy strength that he's got. See if we can get a peace... Oh no, look, he wants a lot for the peace treaty. I'm not paying that. Really, I need to beat him up a little bit first. If I'm just going to try and make it as painful as possible for him. I've unleashed a spell of tremor on you. Raven's Heart has no construction. I believe... Oh, hang on. Did we put up a... Sorry, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to... Yes, I thought so. So now I've got that scrying pool. We can actually put up another spell. Aura of Vitality. We've got Meditation, Sovereign's Call, which is we're going to get rid of soon. Scholar's Sanctum. Nature's Bounty might be a good one. Okay, so that's going to give us more food, look. Plenty more food. So that's going to grow even faster. Enemies in my territory. Oh, we've got that thing. But I can't really deal with it right now. There's Verga on his own. Can we take him on his own, I wonder? I don't think so. Oh, wait. Does he have less hit points now? Or am I imagining that? Yeah, I still feel that he's just a bit too much to take on. Look at this gear he's got, though. Okay, why can't I move these guys? Oh, that was right. He's cast Tremor on them, that's why. Now I remember. Yeah, let's get the workshop here just so we can build stuff here a little bit quicker. And then I might think about producing research. The Queen's Ward Party. So, I've kind of got myself into a position where I probably should have picked on one of my weaker neighbours, not one of the stronger ones. But it has thrown me an interesting conundrum. I think if I can fight him off long enough, he will eventually want to go, you know, get out of war with us. See if we can get a trade treaty with her. Okay, so he's not weak enough yet that he will... Let's talk about something else. Yeah, she'll give me treaty. She'll give me tribute. Good. And this guy... this lady, sorry, we'll try and get a tribute off her as well. There we go. Okay, so that's a bit of a extra income for us. Now, we've got a lot of troops, and that's what's costing us this money. I might have to raise my taxes, but I won't want to do it yet. I think instead we're just going to have to build some smelter. It's going to give us more metal. Don't need that yet. Shrine might be a better idea, or we can get the scrying pool. I should be making better use of that. Yeah, they've got the mounted warfare technology. I like how it warns you about that, because that can be something that can take you by surprise if you're not careful. Okay, here at New Paradon, we've actually got a new essence. So let's just see what we can butt up here. No, let's get Merchant's Blessing. Still not giving us a whole lot. We might have to just raise our taxes a little bit. Okay, Dave Flute says, I think it's great looking... Sorry, I think it's great looking forward... Sorry. I think it's great. Looking forward to further developments. Great. And Daniel says, game looks very fun. Is there PvP multiplayer or is there any plans for it? I don't believe so, but that's a question for Brad or the development team. I think adding multiplayer to this would be incredibly hard to balance, and this is my personal opinion, by the way. I think it'd be really difficult to balance and probably not worth the effort for the few people who play it, but that's just my guess. Avenger Army. Ah, look at this. Splitting these armies. Come on. Let's see if I can take those out. Here's blacksmithing. Excellent job. Now we need to immediately rush forward into armor as well. Once we've got that, we're going to be able to be a little bit... Oh, they've run away. Where did they go? Back into the city? Maybe so. Oh, and he's cast Tremor again. Can't move, look. What about the unit enchantments? I'd completely forgotten about these. These are expensive, some of them. Look at this one, 200 Destiny's Insight, increasing their experience by 25. But that's pretty cool. Now these have got mana maintenance on them. I wonder why the cities don't have mana maintenance. That's a curious thing. Allows the targeted champion to be able to cast Fireball. Okay, that's really cool. Allows the targeted champion to be able to cast Heal. Very cool. Burning Blade. Enchanted champion's weapon does 2 fire damage. Right. I mean, that's kind of worth it. Although, I don't know. Instills legendary hope in the champion. This is courage, giving them a bonus of 1 per life shot, spell resistance, hit points. Probably worth casting. Cast that on her. $51. Okay. Oh, she's still got the tremor. Stravni, Battle Queen of Paradon, greetings. You are descendant of the Elmarians of old, so you know Eldorana's prophecy. It is Empire of Rezolan whose rise he foretold. To be first among all nations, that is our destiny, not yours. That is our destiny, not yours. May discuss says cities have enchantment slots. Yeah, I know, but I still think that I still think that some of the enchantments might want mana cost, but I don't know. Maybe because I guess what you do pay for them, you do pay quite a heavy cost on some of them for, you know, actually putting the enchantments on, I suppose. Tenfold here. Let's keep building. The training yard. Okay, that would be good because that's going to increase their anything that. It's going to increase their accuracy and stuff. Okay. Queen's on her own. Why? Okay. Construction completed on Raven's Heart Workshop. So I've got this thing. Yeah, it looks like the AI doesn't feel stable enough to actually attack us either. I wonder if I can go and kill these things. I might live to regret this decision. But let's see what the AI does if we move over that way. We need food here, don't we? Also, we need anything that can reduce unrest. Well, the bell tower is probably a good one. Ah, Sage is probably really useful. The Syndicate responds. For years after the Cataclysm, chaos ruled across the world. No one profited from that chaos more than the criminal organisation called the Syndicate. With these new kingdoms and empires forming, they see their time passing and have responded with a major uprising. Across the land, Syndicate forces have come out of the woodwork to terrorise the populace. You must restore order before they do too much damage. Alright, let's see what time we are. Daryl D is saying, are any of the campaigns in it right now, or are they coming later in early access? I don't believe the campaigns are in it quite yet, no. They will be coming a little bit later on, I think. Okay, here at Raven's Heart, oh yeah, we've still got this little issue. The Academy of Revelation increases the research produced in all of your cities by 10%. Or Amethyst Vaults provide 2 crystal per season. Well, that'd be nice, because we don't have any crystal. Or we get the Tenfold University. Keeps this city's unrest from reducing its research. That could be nice. I'm going to go for the crystal. I wouldn't normally do that, but I don't have any crystal. And so I think that is probably very wise for me to get. Yeah, I'm going to get this armory here, by the way. So we're going to build that in New Paradon. That's everything in our territory now. Will gain the will gain that ability or that bonus. Just makes us a little bit more killy in our own territory. Syndicate Assassin. Let's just see what these guys have got. Oh, big damage. Let's just start whacking away. Oh, they got a lot of hit points. Okay, that was good damage from us, from the Queen's Ward there. Bonk. Okay. It looks like they're going to be coming in and attacking us periodically. Okay, there was a caravan destroyed. I think we can do this. Sorry, let's just have a look at these things. So, by the way, don't do this after you've initiated combat. These are vulnerable to fire, so we are already going to win. So let's immediately cast the fireball. Get this guy up, and we'll use him as a handy little lure. Oh, those are fast. Look, really fast. My lure worked though. They are actually coming in to attack him all at once in one area. Okay, he's got to get out, but... Oh, these are not that tough anyway. Oh, mind you, that was a good attack, I think. Here we go. No, that's not where I want it. I want it there. That's nuked my own character. But he got in the way. I mean, what are you going to do? Doofus. Oh, he needs to move. And he's going to heal himself just in case that thing does get around. But I don't think it will. Oh, look at that. That has obliterated one of my units. Does it kill it? Put it out. Oh, I don't seem to be able to hit it here. I don't know, Brad, are you still watching? If you are, you've got a little bit of a problem in tactical combat occasionally where certain squares that you don't seem to be able to attack stuff on. I don't know what that is about at all. Yeah, I think it's a bug. I'm not sure about that. But at least if it's not a bug, it's not very... Look, I managed to attack them there. Just like the melee attack. Okay, I've got 2 Scrathfins. Mary Discuss is saying, yeah, why was he running ahead like that? Totally his own fault. Asquin saying, yesterday I found out the hard way that catapults do AoE friendly fire. Yeah, you know, I stand back a little bit when those things are going off, no doubt. Okay. Do we go into Prodigy? I think so. Actually, Firemaster might be a good one. Oh, we found a chainmail shirt. Who can equip this, though? No, she can't. You gotta have the... Oh, the chainmail proficiency. Iriel can do it. Let's give him that. And... he's still got this crappy caster's staff. I wonder if we could buy something better. Let's give him a warhammer or something, at least. Or we could give him a mage's staff. But I kind of want him on the front line, even though he's not very good at hitting stuff. Got the assassin's knife. Oh no, that's her, sorry. We want Iriel here. There we go. Make sure we're selecting the right character. So, that's going to give him more spell mastery, but he just doesn't get a very good attack. I think we give him that. Okay, actually really what I wanted there was buy and equip. Go in here. Oh yeah, that was a spearman, sorry. Iriel, there we are. Let's just give him a hammer. He's still only got 9 attack. He's not going to do any damage really. But this has enabled us to give him a shield as well. So at least he's kind of tanky. He's got pretty good defense. He's still crap. Because he's just got that wound. And the wound sort of stops him from being of any use. Now I'd like to take out these river slags, but I think they might be a little bit strong. I think in the meantime, let's just bring these guys back. Yeah, okay. So we've got a force coming in. Oh, this is, yeah, we're going to lose this, I think. I don't see how we can do this, but let's do it. Let's try and win. We might lose this one. Okay, we've got Spearman here. Let's just use the Flame Wave Scroll. Hopefully I've got a few of those. We've got even more of them. Look, we got a whole bunch of those, so let's get those off. Okay. He's brought no mages, so we got a chance of doing this, although it's going to be very, very difficult, look, because these guys are just a cut above our troops, I'm afraid. We're going to have to rely on swarming tactics. Oh, we've still got another one of those flame wave scrolls. Let's just get it off. If you can't win normally, just cheat. How many of these have I got? Oh. Yeah, just not enough damage there. That's a little bit better. Okay. We do have some mana, and these guys do have magic attacks. We do have to remember that. Hold on. Okay. Okay, we've got these Queen's Ward. These are one of the better units that we've got. Let's hope these do some damage. Nope. Okay, these guys got the City Militia are actually doing a better job. Oh, sorry, I just clicked on those the wrong one. Let's just use some spells just to get these guys down. We'll use Crush here, Crushing Blow. Good job. Okay. Now, if it wasn't for those Flame Wave scrolls, I would have been absolutely doomed here, I think. Let's just see if we can... Oh, dodge the arrows. Very nimble. Now, at the moment, we don't have the range rules that are coming in. I believe that there's ranged rules coming in, which I'm quite excited for. I think making having a bit more nuance in the way that ranged combat would work was one of my wishes for the original game, or for the Fallen Enchantress at least. Bonk. Okay, we're probably going to win this now, just through sheer weight of numbers. But look how strong these guys are. If it wasn't for building that thing that I built... oh, no, that's the wrong one. I'm glad that it didn't allow me to attack my own troop there. Mary Discuss says, looks like you have one scroll for each unit. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so that's what happened. The AI did attack me. So I've been seeing people talk, like on the Steam reviews and stuff, saying that the AI is not very good, but I don't agree. I'm not seeing it. Maybe other people have played it more than me, but I doubt it, because I've been playing this, before it came out, and maybe it's just settings that I play on, but I find the AI quite competent. It's certainly not like bad. And I've definitely seen worse AI in games. Okay. Ah, look, Paradin's... We've got a... Oh, that's sorry. Tenfield's got a slot available. I definitely want one of the... Which one is it? Oh, it's Heart of Fire I want. That's what I want, really. Or Vitality would be pretty good, but I just think that would be better. I think we need to wait for that. Let's just wait a couple of turns. Okay, we can actually get the King's Ward out now. What's the hit points on that unit? 8 times 3. 24. God, that made me do maths. Don't make me do maths. Okay, so 32. Yeah, it tells you here, look, anyway. Oh, look, these tooltips are so much better now. I think that's something the boss did recently. The tooltips look loads better. I'd still like the cascading tooltips, but, you know. Mage Bane. Mage Bane are good mid-game units for your armies. Unlike other faction soldiers, Mage Bane receive training in fighting spellcasters. Alright, so I think we can we train our own mages yet? Yeah, they got spell resistance, look. Let's just train some more of these while we're waiting. This is Syndicate territory. No, it's mine. Okay, these guys are just warning me of various things. Resdon's army. Yeah, he's kind of strong. He's not. 90 attack though, yikes. Let's try and get these guys. Try and fight this one. Again, this is looks like quite a tough battle. Syndicate Rebel Party, look. It's this one that's powerful. 90 attack, look. Let's get that up. This is going to help us dodge a little bit more. Oh, look at that. 34 attack. Yikes. 34 damage, sorry. It's crazy damage. Let's see if we can kill this before it... Oh, no. Let's move these out. Let's use the flame race gun. I wonder if there's a bug here, because I seem to have more of those than I remember having. Okay, what spells have we got that can deal with these guys? Not a whole lot. Okay, let's get those guys back in the game. 2 damage at a time, look. This is hilarious. 55. Whoa, jeez. Are these guys going to beat me? Okay, that was a substantial meaty hit at least. Let's cast that, because that is going to help. They might still be able to attack me, but at least spell-wise and stuff. Any special abilities they've got. I think if you're lower on stamina, if you're out of stamina, you should take more damage. I think that would be appropriate. Ugh. Yeah, my one-eyed master doesn't seem to be able to do much here. Okay, we don't have much mana at EFT either. I think we're going to lose this battle. Wow, this guy is really, really strong. Now, I did see that big attack value before I went into the battle, but I thought I'd be able to beat him, or, you know, at least whittle him down. But it's not looking great. Unless I get really lucky, I think we're in big trouble here. Oh, we're doing okay. Let's see what... so we've got loads of stamina, by the way. Okay. There we go. So he's much less effective now than just that one model. What a monster! Do wounds on heroes heal on their own? Nope. No, they are there as a punishment for your bad decision making and poor tactical combat prowess. So, but you don't always get them. They're a random thing. So, for example, in this game, in this campaign so far, my main character's died a few times, but she doesn't have any wounds at all. She got quite lucky. There we go. So we actually managed to win that. That was horrible, though. Look at that. Syndicate's Elites Party. They are scary strong. Let's get these guys in here just healing. And we're going to have to start building some new units. How long? Oh, 2 seasons until we've got armor. And then I feel like... Ooh, look at these. Why are these coming... Oh, right. Okay, we've got oppressors coming in and syndicate. Will you be friends with me yet? Yes. Let's just pay him off, look. Because I feel like... getting out of this war. Now, I can build my forces up with some better units, and then we can come back. But we've got to deal with these incoming guys first. 2 more turns, look. 1 season, even. We've been asked to eliminate you. While we've no love of Paradin, that we have nothing specifically against you other than the Gildar in our pockets now. Now you should be destroyed. Alright. So, fortunately we've got some armor to be able to deal with these guys. So, let's see if we can... there's archery, but I'm not bothered about archery. Weaponsmithing is going to give us even better weapons, which we might need actually to be able to just chop through that armor. We don't really have much in the way of crystal. We've got a little bit of crystal now. Let's get spellbooks. Anyway, folks, I think I'm going to end it here because I've been streaming for 3 hours now, and that's usually like more than my limit. Usually 2 hours is about the limit of where I can go. But I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah. If you're watching this after the fact, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the stream, and whether you found this format useful to you. And yeah, are you enjoying the game? Well, do you feel like inspired to go and check the game out? One of the things that I would say, and again, look, I'm putting my Stardock staff member hat here on, but I would go and check this game out because it's cheap. That's one of the great things about this game, right? It is in early access. As you've seen, there are bugs. It's not perfect, but it's a fully playable game, and it's really rare that you are able to kind of get this amount of gameplay out of an early access game this early into early access, right? It's a fully playable game, and you can play it from start to finish. Yeah, there are a few bugs here and there, but I mean, you've seen. The boss Brad Bordell was in the chat earlier, and he was writing down ideas and noting bugs, and so he's actually making changes to the game as we speak. So the game, I don't want to. Let's just say it feels to me on a personal, as my personal opinion, like the turnaround on patches for this game is going to be quite quick, and I know Stardock work quick, so I think you'll find that there are bugs, but they will be patched out pretty quickly, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. But don't hold me to it. All right, guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate chatting with you all as well. I'm just going to read a few of the last comments out. Ask Gawain says, cheers for the stream. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Mary Discusser says, bye. Shame I saw it too late. No worries, man. But we'll catch up another time. I'm going to play some more Conquest of Elysium soon too, so you can come and give me your advice on that one as always. Dave Flute said, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Askawain says, I watched Daz play this on day one and immediately bought it. Old school 4X with the jank slowly being ironed out is great. Yeah, I agree. I think it's only going to go from strength to strength. And, I'm really excited to see what Brad and the team do with it next. Because, like you said, there's so much stuff already in the game, in the code, that they just had to lock off. So as they bring elements of the game, the original game, back into what we've got now. I mean, it's already a fantastic game now, but I want to see the Populous stuff come back, because Populous was apparently one of the inspirations for this game. I'd love to see more of the terraforming stuff. I don't know if that's in the game already or not. I haven't actually played that far in yet. I know that we've definitely got land raising and lowering scrolls. I've seen those in the game. Morbits is saying, see you, Ben, thanks for the stream. Yeah, thanks, Morbits, I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone, anyway, guys. And I'm going to go off and get some dinner and go and attend to Battle Queen's needs too. So I'll catch you soon. Take care.